Season for hockey because it is SJHL playoff time.
Crane Furniture Bomber playoff hockey is on the air.
Let's go hard! It's a tie game!
The passion of the postseason is on 102.9 CFAR.
Here's a chance for Rigger down the left side. Watch it go! Six side of big goal here for Ryder Rigger.
Here with the call to action.
That's a great save, keeper! Boy, keeper keeping the Bombers in it down.
Alongside color analyst Mike the Stallion Slip.
I'm standing here, boys.
The one and only.
And that is a beauty.
Mr. Rob Hart. And you're on.
And I think I speak for everybody. Thank God the Stallion is back. The Bombers happy to be back at the Whitney Forum. And boy, how quickly things can change. The Flin Flon Bombers won the first two games here, of course, last weekend. 5-0, 4-2 Friday, Saturday. Looked pretty good on the road, actually. Dropped a double overtime game. Thought, okay, we'll rebound when the next game. Lost that one in overtime, and all of a sudden Humboldt's got life. It's 2-2. And quickly, Mike Slip, a best of 7 has become a best of 3.
Absolutely. I mean, the story of this series, Rob, let's face it, one guy, Dazza Mitchell.
Well, one of the stories for sure.
Well, I mean, 60-plus shots in 2 games, and he's played outstanding. Not keepers played very well, too, but he had one sort of fluky goal. But, yeah, it's exciting. And listen, we didn't expect the Bombers to sweep this series. We knew Humboldt was going to be tough, and they are. And
like I said to you before, too, very well coached.
Oh, yeah. What a great guy. I had a talk with Braden Klamosko before, and just a super nice guy. And they are very well coached. So it's going to be another barn burner, Rob.
Well, you mentioned the play of Dazza Mitchell, and certainly you can't take anything away from well over 100 saves in the 2 games. It's been a very physical series. And I think one of the things, too, Mike, that's happened as the series has gone on, the Humboldt Broncos have worn Flin Flon down a little bit. And we've seen the injuries that have mounted. I mean, Flin Flon, not to make any excuses, but on Wednesday night had 7 regulars out of the lineup.
Yeah.
They will get a couple guys back tonight. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But I'm telling you, I take nothing away from Dazza Mitchell because he's been the best player in the series, but there's been some other factors.
Yeah.
And I really believe that Humboldt has worn Flin Flon down. I know Flin Flon was very tired in both the overtimes and might have been one of the reasons why they dropped both those games. And they finally got some support coming back. I can't tell you how big it is to have Kyle Marston back.
Yep.
Reed Arbery's going to play his first game of the series tonight. And they also get Cohen Semp back.
Yeah.
He went down to injury.
That's a surprise. That's a good surprise.
And it didn't look like he might be coming back. So they get those three guys back. Now, saying that Humboldt's got injuries now as well. They won't have Rodman, of course. He got hit by Landon Alexander. That was the big hit in Game 4. Alexander's been suspended, so he doesn't play tonight. But they've lost Rodman. Connor Miller, who's been super for them up front, he's out of the lineup tonight. And Boris Kaufman was injured before the series began. And we just found out a lineup change here, Mike, just moments ago. Owen Chapman, a terrific young player for them, not good to go tonight. So Luke Sennick's going to go in his spot. It's been a real physically demanding series. I think the Broncos have worn down Flin Flon, but as a result, they're losing some guys as well. It's going to be really. Who's going to be the last team standing?
Right. No, that's exactly right. It's a war of attrition here, Rob, and it's playoff hockey at its best, really, isn't it?
It certainly is. And saying that, hoping Matthew Kiefer can have a bit of a bounce-back game tonight. It was just tough to give up a goal like he did in the first minute in Game 4. Just a bad bounce, a fluky goal, but I think it kind of rattled him a little bit. I think he had a hard time getting on track after that. Looking for him to bounce back, and again, Flin Flon's going to find different ways to get pucks past Dazza Mitchell tonight. Like all good goalies when they're in his zone, if he sees it, he can stop it. We'll see if they can get to the net a little bit more tonight and make things happen. But one thing's for sure, I'm sure it's going to be a great, great hockey game no matter the outcome here tonight.
Absolutely. That's you mentioned getting to the front of the net. Really miss Leighton Carruthers doing that. So somebody's got to step up and get in there. So we'll see what happens.
We're looking forward to it. We got the two respective coaches. They'll summarize their thoughts after the first four games and talk about the pivotal Game 5 here tonight. The Bombers worked hard all season to get home ice advantage, and I'm sure very happy to have Game 5 back here at the Whitney Forum. Capacity crowd expected here tonight. Should be a lot of fun. It always is here in this great building. We'll take a break. Great furniture, Flin Flon Bomber hockey back, and we get set for the SJHL Coaches Show. That's courtesy of our good friends down at Great North GM. Mike Reagan, the head coach of the Bombers, will join us next as we get set for Game 5 here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Experience incredible deals happening at Great North GM in the Paw this March for Truck Month. You can get up to $10,000 off select remaining 2024 trucks. They also have a full service center for spring tune-ups, tire rotations, and anything else your vehicle might need coming out of the harsh winter. What are you waiting for? Visit Great North GM in the Paw, 212 LaRose Avenue, and see the amazing savings available in March. Truck Month on now, because it's always a great day at Great North GM.
Hud Bay is proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber broadcast. From donations for bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much more, Hud Bay has supported our community with dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hud Bay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
You're out.
Good evening. Welcome to our SJHL Coaches Show. Mike Reagan, the head coach of the Bombers, will join us as we get set for Game 5, of course, of the SJHL quarterfinal. Mike, the best of 7, now a best of 3, but the good news is 2 of 3, if need be, will be played in your building. And it's been very good to the Bombers for a long time, and just 4 regulation losses this year. So I know you're very comfortable playing here.
Yeah, the Whitney Forum's obviously a place that we excel in, and teams have a difficult time playing here. But in saying that, in the playoffs, it just takes one, to steal home ice advantage. And, I think for us, we just look at this as one game right now, and we got to take care of business here tonight. We're obviously not in the position that we wanted to be in, or preferred, I guess. I wouldn't say that we're shocked by this. We knew going into this series that it was going to be tight, and, we respect our opponent in Humboldt, and I think that, as I've said right from the get-go, this isn't a typical 2 versus 7 matchup.
Mike, you had 7 regulars out of the lineup last game, and I know you don't want to make excuses, but I mean, I don't care what team, in what league you're playing, that's a significant amount of players. Do you get anybody back tonight?
Well, we got Reed Arbery back here, and Marsden back in the lineup, and Semp's okay to go here tonight. So from that standpoint, it's nice to get Rito back in. We've been contemplating getting him in earlier on in the series, but we figured that getting him a few extra days might benefit later on in the series if need be. Marsden took a puck to the face in Game 3, I believe that was, and he's feeling fine. So on this smaller ice surface, his enormous body, is a huge benefit for us. And and then unfortunately Lando gets suspended, but he'll be back for Game 6.
That's even more important to have guys like Arbery and Marsden back, guys that are heavy players.
Yeah, looking forward to having both those guys back. They're tough to play against. Their style of play is perfect for playoff time. We talk about not having soft skill, and those guys definitely don't have soft skills. So we're excited about adding those two guys to the lineup. Obviously, like I said, disappointed about Alexander, and we'd like to get some more bodies back here. If it was to end up having to go to a Game 7, I think that we'd have a couple more guys back for that. So we'll worry about tonight here and hopefully get a big win.
You're back in your old building tonight, Mike. Is there kind of a little bit of a nervous energy amongst your group? I mean, I know it's one thing. You're happy back at the Whitney Forum, but at the same time, maybe a little bit of extra pressure with the fans and just kind of, how alive the building is.
I haven't sensed that, to be honest with you. I think we're in a good spot. I think we had a good meeting the other day. We had, practice yesterday, kept it short, and I think the guys are actually excited to be back home rather than, nervous about playing in front of, our great fans and that sort of thing. But we're hoping that we can feed off their energy and hopefully we can use it to our advantage.
I know you don't want to look back at the last couple of games, Mike. There's nothing you can do about it. But you came back from 2-goal deficits, not once but twice on the road. Do you think you deserved a better result?
100%. I mean, you play those games, 10 times, and I bet you we win 8 of them. Not disappointed in our effort. We dictated a lot of the play. I think our puck possession time was real good. Unfortunately, the mistakes that we made, or we got a couple bad bounces, ended up in the back of our net, and we know we can be better in some situations, and it's something we addressed in video and practice. And then obviously on the offensive side of things, we've got to bear down on our chances. Too many missed nets in the slot, and loose pucks that are sitting there that you got to find a way to put them in the back of the net. So I think that we feel like we're generating a lot. Now it's just about the execution.
And I think it's safe to say, too, Mike, I mean, I know Leighton Crothers out of the series, but he had 3 goals. Ringer's got 4, Gruner's got 2. Your top-end guys are scoring. Need some secondary scoring.
Yeah, I mean, like a guy like Cormier and Semp that are top 6 forwards for us, Piccinino, top 6 forward for you. Those guys they got to find a way to put puck in the back of the net, and I mean, it's not from lack of trying. There's no question about it. And I know that they're frustrated that, nothing's gone in for them so far here, but I think that, there's no better time than now, and you're not going to have contributions every night from every guy. It's got to be a new hero every night. And, I look at game 1, Redu, and, kind of a depth guy, scores 2 big goals for us. And, you got to have guys step up like that. So Landon Alexander scored a big goal for us on the road. I think that we're starting to see a little bit of guys close to breaking out. I think that tonight could go a long ways for building that confidence.
You expect it to be just as physical tonight, Mike, as it's been in the first 4 games?
I would think so. Smaller rink, that it's going to be even more physical, in my opinion. So I know guys are banged up on both sides, but, this is war right now, and you're fighting to live another day, and, I think that both teams want this bad.
I hear you, Mike. Good luck here in game number 5 here tonight.
Thanks very much, Robert.
Mike Reagan, the head coach of the Bombers, here on 102.9 CFER and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Bailey Homes provides ready-to-move homes as unique as your family. They'll be at the 102.9 CFAR Trade and Leisure Show April 24th to the 26th to answer any questions you may have. From the quality of the build to the care of the move, let Bailey Homes make your dream home a reality. They have the experience bringing custom homes to the north. Find out more by visiting bailey-homes.ca, and they'll see you at the trade show at the Sportex April 24th to the 26th. You're on.
SJHL Coaches Show continues. Braden Klamoska will join us here. The pivotal game 5 here, Braden, but obviously feeling a little bit better about your team than last time we talked to this building. I mean, we said it. You're never in trouble till you lose a home game. You went back, you took care of business, and have put yourself in a good position here for Game 5 tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Flin Flon did their job. We did our job. Both did their jobs at home, and now it's a best of 3. So, obviously you can't, you can't be fully satisfied, but at the end of the day, it could be a lot worse.
Well, I mean, and the way you won. I mean, to win it, I mean, you need wins in the playoffs, but to win in double overtime and overtime, those are backbreakers for the teams that lose.
For sure, it can be, Hardy. But in saying that, I'm sure Eggs is thinking the same thing that we are. It's a new day, a new game, new situation. So it's a best of three now. Whatever's happened in the past happened in the past.
Not to look back, Braden, but I thought Game 2 here you were really, really good. Was that one of the keys to getting some confidence going back for games? I mean, I thought you could have had Game 2 here.
I think so. I really think, like, even Game 1, Hardy, I felt good about it. I thought, I thought there was a little bit of confidence that, like, you saw our guys, could play with you guys at least for a little bit. So, yeah, I feel like, we're gaining confidence as it goes. But, at the end of the day, you guys are a good team, and it's shown here for 4 games. And, you sling 130-some shots or whatever that is in the 2 games. You guys are doing something right.
Boy, it's been physical. I mean, we've seen guys drop. I mean, no Rodman for you tonight. When's he back?
It might be the rest of the year. And honestly, I'm just glad he's doing well. He had a CT scan, no brain bleed, so he's doing well at home, and you wish him nothing but the best. But at least he's doing well, and it is what it is. It's a clean hit, Hardy. Like it really is. You feel bad for Alexander because he's just making a hard play, and he just caught him well.
Who takes his spot tonight?
We've got 2 defensemen actually. Stelbaski and Sensation are both coming just because we lack a little bit of forward, or we don't have we're missing a couple forwards or whatever. So that we 2-for-1 type of deal, so that you got 70 tonight.
Speaking of forwards, Benosh has been great. Not only has he scored 4 goals, but they've all been big ones.
Huge. He's been a game changer for us. He's been elite, and I think overall it's the reason why we're still in the series is because of him.
Well, and Dazza Mitchell, I mean, over 100 saves in 2 hockey games. That's playoff goaltending.
Isn't it ever? It's funny because I was joking with him last night. Do you even want to be on the ice tonight for a pregame, like a practice? Because you've seen enough rubber that maybe you don't need it. But he's been great. He's given us a chance, and that's all you could ask for at this point.
That's why you brought him in, Braden. Did you know he was this good?
Well, yes, I did, because he did the same thing to us 2 years ago in Battleford. He steals series, he steals games, and you're always concerned playing against him that he could rob 1 or 2 games from you.
The atmosphere in this building is second to none, but it could also work for you. I mean, is that one of the things that you try to take the crowd out of it as early as you can?
Artie, we're never taking the crowd out of it here. They're good. It's awesome. I did warn our guys. I think game 1 and 2 were electric. This will be a different atmosphere here tonight, and I've warned them. It's different, which is good. It's what playoff hockey's all about. Hardy is good, competitive games that are hard fought, and he's it's gonna be rocking in here tonight.
Big part of this series for me, your captain Stromey coming back in game 1, and like I mentioned to you off the air, in my opinion, has been the best player away from the puck in this series. This guy has been an absolute warrior. He's not going to pick up a pile of points, but he doesn't need to. He doesn't get scored on when he's out there. What kind of what a great leadership from him.
He's awesome. He's been a great leader. He's been a great captain all year, and it's one of the best I've had. And I've had lots of good ones, and he continues to lead on the ice, off the ice. He's been a real reason why we've kind of been able to grind out a pretty solid season here.
First 2 games of Flin Flon, a little bit undisciplined, but I mean, even though you had a lot of penalties in the last game, I didn't think that there were undisciplined penalties, Braden. I think you've done a good job tightening that up.
A little bit, yeah. Some of them are close, and some of them you could argue maybe aren't or whatever in the last game, but game 2 we were undisciplined, Hardy, for sure. And a lot of the penalties we deserved, and we can't do that tonight if we want to have a chance.
Yeah, and you can't. And when you do take a penalty, you can't let it affect you.
Exactly. That's the one thing is you can kill off 1, you can't kill off 2 or 3 in a row.
Quickly, what'll be the key to the victory here in Game 5 tonight?
You know what? There's lots of keys. There's it's going to be a detail here. There could be a bounce or 2 or 1 or 2. It's really being able to handle the first 10 minutes for us. I think it's going to be electric. It's going to be loud. It's going to Flin Flon's going to want to feed off that energy, and if we can dodge that first 10, I think we have a good chance.
Sounds good to me. Congratulations. Good job getting back in the series. If you a best of 7, all of a sudden it's the best of 3. So, and I think it's going to be another classic in this great rivalry tonight.
I hope so. It's been lots of fun, Hardy, and hopefully you continue to have games like this. It's great for both communities. It's great for the league. It's great. It's great to see.
Well spoken from both
coaches there, Mike, and boy, we said capacity crowd. And, they really know how to bring out the ambience here. We're sitting there, we're listening to the interviews. They got the lights down. You look at all these banners. It's really hard to describe what it feels like to stand here, getting ready for these playoff games. I mean, the atmosphere in this building, it's famous for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely, Rob. Yeah, you can feel the press box here shaking. It's so loud, and horns going, and lights and music. It's quite electric in here tonight.
And a lot of Humboldt fans here, Mike.
Yeah.
They brought a fan bus up, so they got a good contingent there. Actually, when Humboldt came out, you heard some horns and stuff. I thought, wait a second, the Bombers aren't out here yet. But Humboldt's brought a good contingent of fans here tonight as well.
Good for
Obviously,
them.
they're pumped up and excited. They're right back in this thing.
Awesome. It's great to see them and have them here in beautiful Flin Flon.
We're going to take a quick pause here for the anthem. We'll come back with the Bailey Homes Builders of the game and puck drop of Game 5 of this SJHL quarterfinal. With the line here, Cormier going to get a chance to start the game along with Muka and Gruner. Gruner had his second in the series in that overtime loss on Wednesday. Yakubchuk has been very good on the back end.
Yeah.
As, of course, Luke Lepper, who's just, I know I say it all the time, but got to be NCAA bound. The way that this guy sees the ice, the way that this guy competes night in, night out. And the Bombers will give her a go here tonight. We'll see what happens. Dazza Mitchell, of course, has just been, well, nothing short of fantastic. I mean, he's 2-2. He's got a goals against of 3.10, a save percentage now of .932, Mike.
Yeah, that being said, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Matt Kiefer has as good a stats.
What's that?
Sorry.
I can't hear a word.
No, it's too loud. I think Matt Kiefer's stats are up there, too.
Well, he's 2-2. He's got a shutout. Goals against a 1.92 or 1.92 and a save percentage of .927. To keep in mind, that's after a rough start last game. How good would they be without that?
Yeah.
We're underway here, and the puck is picked up here by Keith Gruner at center ice for the Bombers, and he'll flip that puck in. McElwain, who plays a ton, will get a hold of that, and he'll rip that up into the Humboldt bench. We'll have a... You're right, Matthew Kiefer's numbers were sensational. The regular season, they're good as well. That 920, and I mean, if you were to say, I'm sure to Mike Rankin after 4 games, his goalie would have a .927 save percentage. You take that.
At 1 point, whatever it is.
Anything over 900 is good.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
But, I mean, you're talking about really good numbers. I guess the tough part has just been how dominant Mitchell's been. Here's Muka. Trying to throw that one out front. Comes to blue line. Knocked out by left Rich Jansen. Mitchell never saw that. He ripped it over top of the net. If that hits the net, it's 1-0. But you got to hit the net, Mike. And we didn't really get into that in the pregame. I'll bring up a pointer. We got a stoppage of play. Here's Cormier a chance. Expect him to try and get a few more shots on net. I know he's been a little bit frustrated with his lack of offensive opportunities. The puck is set off the board, back in the Flin Flon zone. Lepper there to retrieve the puck. Moves it ahead quickly. Here is Carter Cormier. Slides a nice pass to Gruner, but he can't shoot it. Semp, great to have him back in uniform. We'll get that puck in back of the Humboldt net. There's Gruner. Blue line. Comes back to Hunks. He'll hold it in. Picked up back of the net. Couple new defensemen for Humboldt tonight as they'll throw that back up to center. Picked up here by Strizzy. Across the line, he ripped it wide. So both teams have good chances, but both coming up empty, missing the net. Strizzy, he'll hold it in. That shot got blocked. Bombers will flip it ahead. Here's a chance for Piccinino to center. Piccinino across the line, looking for someone to give the puck to. Throws it in the corner. Ringer back out front. The step walks in, and there's Dazza Mitchell again. Square to the shooter. The point I wanted to make, not to take anything away from Dazza Mitchell because he's been good, but Flin Flon's also a lot of missed opportunities, and we saw that one by Lepper. You just got to hit the net, Mike.
Yeah, they just think how many shots they'd have if they were able to hit the net more often the last couple of games, but you got to hit the net.
Reed Arbery's first taste of the series out there with Lees and Ewan. Ewan, of course, has got 4 points, leading all rookies in SPHL playoff scoring. Marston back there along with Mounier, so great to see some new bodies for Flin Flon here tonight. They need them. By the time these games get late and overtimes and double overtimes, a lot of guys are really tired. Olsen had to go behind him inside the zone. There's a steal by Lees. Lees made a good move, but he couldn't get it out front of the net. They'll work at the blue line. Marston's quick chance. Blockered away that time by Mitchell in the corner. Rebound picked up by Ewan. He'll rip that one wide. And here comes Mounier jumping up on the play. Into the corner. Nice job by Lees to knock that puck away. Joey Lees back of that, knocked to the ice. As he's battling here with the Broncos' Cade Kennedy, who played a ton as well. Cade Kennedy, another good player for Humboldt. Didn't talk to the coach of the Broncos, Frank Tomas, about him, but I should have. He's been another force for them here. Olsen will take the puck free inside the Humboldt zone around the boards. That's picked up by one of the call-up defensemen tonight. As they'll throw the puck ahead to Penrod. Penrod inside the Flin Flon zone. That's on a check. Gets a chance. There's a good save by keeper early. Mounier will pick up the loose puck. Trying to move that one ahead. A couple call-ups for Flin Flon. As Brehot was looking for the puck, it's knocked down here by Marston. Here's a nice pass to Seitz. Seitz gets it back to Hahn. Back to Seitz. Back of it out of his reach, but he throws a big hit, knocks down McElwain. McElwain loses his stick. The puck stays deep inside the Humboldt zone. Lepper at the blue line. He'll throw it back in there. Picked up by Paquette. Paquette had a little bit behind him. Good start for the Bombers. Brehot knocked to the ice. Puck is picked up here by the Broncos. Luke Sedek, who was a last-minute addition. He'll take Chapman's spot here tonight. And Sedek with the steal. Gets it ahead to Strizzy. Strizzy down the left side. He'll carry the puck in. Strizzy throws it back on right. Nice pass. McCann. What a save that time by keeper. Looked like he was out of position, but he gets across to make the save. Strizzy fires it on target. Out of the glove. Puck bouncing in the Flin Flon zone. Picked up here by McElwain. He'll dump it in. There's Jakubchuk back to that. Hit off the puck. Picked up by Lepper. Moves it ahead here. Bombers need to get a line change. Tucks that back across the Bronco line. That chip back to center. Here comes some new recruits as Jakubchuk will pick it up. And he'll flip it in. Shots are 3-2 Broncos here early on our Ridge on Amish shot clock. It's scoreless, but a good pace and a real good energy in this building. Desbro, the Humboldt D-man back in his own zone. Cormier on top of him. Sidesteps him. The blue line. Gritter will knock it down. Back up front. Cormier. Great toe save there from Mitchell. Look at Sharp here early. Mike Slip here in the early going. Great save on Cormier there. And you notice Cormier put it nice and low. That's what you want to do. Broncos break out of their own zone. The pass back to Scottsdale. Across the line. Ripped it over top of the net. Puck will come back to center. Picked up by Muka. He dumps that one in. Grab back to the Bronco net here by Knutson. Lost the handle. Grab here by Piccinino. Piccinino will knock it down. Hold it inside the Humboldt zone. Try to throw it out front. Puck is sent back of the net. There's Ryder Ringer. Ringer leading all point getters in the playoffs with 7 points. Can't hold that one in. Forced back to the Bombers side of center. Ringer will get a hold of it. Slides the pass to Piccinino. Can't get away from Amaral. Amaral lifted that one ahead. Puck will come out. Picked up by Hunks. And he'll dump it right back inside the Broncos zone. There's Olsen grabbing at the side of the Humboldt net. Played that one ahead. Grabbed by Mounier at center. Mounier will quickly dump it back in, but right on the stick of Knutson. He lifts that one down the ice. Hits the clock, and they'll blow that down. But boy, you sense a bit of nervous energy out there, Mike?
Real exciting start to this game, and both teams getting some good chances. Both goalies making some good saves. Matt Keeper getting a new stick.
Correction on my part, Mike. I said Ringer 7 points. He's actually got 8.
Yeah, that's right.
4 goals and 4 assists as they get set for the face-off inside the Humboldt zone. The left of Dazza Mitchell. Lee's had a good chance the last time he was out there. He'll line up. One of the big stories has been Kai Banosh. 4 goals in the series, and they've all been big ones for the Broncos. Next to Dazza Mitchell, maybe Humboldt's best player in this series. Lees can't chop that one in. It comes back to center. Here's Lepper. Swings the pass to Ewan. Back inside the Humboldt zone. Dumps it in. Arbery looking for a little bit of room. Lees tried to tap it into him. Puck is dug free. That's grabbed by Strizzy. He'll flip it off the boards. Back down inside the Flin Flon zone. Jakubchuk back to pick up the puck. Back of his net. 14:47 to go. Oh, my goodness. A blown tire here by Arbery. Broncos can't take advantage. There's a chance by Bansley. He had the overtime winner in double overtime back on Tuesday. But that one is knocked down and over the glass. Boy, you blow a tire, go down like that. You can't afford to turn the puck over in your own zone. But in Arbery's defense, he hasn't played in a while.
No, that's right. How electric is it in here, Rob? It's loud tonight. Drums going and horns, and I know the Humboldt fans got noisemakers, and it's electric in the Whitney Forum this evening.
Kennedy against Gruner, face off of the Flin Flon zone. Puck will go deep in the Flin Flon end. There's Carter Cormier. Back of the goal for Mounier. Slides that pass to Martha. That horn's getting a little bit annoying here. I can't imagine how much of a distraction that might be for players on the ice here. There's a blown tire by Mounier. Kennedy will pick it up across the line. Throws it out front. There's a chance. A good save again by Keeper as he takes that one away from Bansley. Boy, Keeper, 3 really good saves here early, Mike. 4-3 is the shot for the Broncos on our Ridge on Emma shot clock, and I don't think any of them have been easy saves.
No.
Great goaltending by Matthew Keeper early in the game, but Flint wants some breakdowns.
Yep, Matt has kept him in it here so far, playing Matt Keeper hockey.
Boy, Broncos a lot of energy to start the game, and Flin defensively is they're allowing that loose guy to get in front of the net. They got to bear down a little bit as Ringer will take the face-off against Amaral outside the Bronco blue line. Best offensive chance for Flin Flon, probably that chance by Cormier. That nice toe save there by Dazza Mitchell. Broncos once again get the puck back in the Flin Flon zone. This is Ringer. They'll get it out, picked up here by Stemp to center. Stemp's away with Piccinino. He'll dump it in. Piccinino will quickly jump in there and pick it up inside the Bronco zone. Piccinino banks it back to the point to Liam Hunks. He'll take a look. Hunks walking in, shoots it. Not sure who that hit out front, but it never made it through the front of the net. Hunks had a lot of room and he took it. Puck flips back to center. Hunks gets a stick on that, taps it away. Piccinino played that one back to Stemp. Here's the pass to Ringer. Ringer across the Humboldt line looking for someone to give it to. Good work by Ringer along the boards. Dishes that one off to Stemp. Here's Cohen Stemp. Cohen Stemp the drop pass. Hunks a chance. Knocked down in front of the net that time by Banoche. He's taken down hard. Going to be a penalty here against Cohen Stemp to start the game. As Stemp will grab a hold, it's an interference penalty. I don't think he knows it yet, but he's taking a penalty. And the Humboldt Broncos will get the first power play of this game.
Cohen Stemp can't believe it. I think one of our Humboldt friends has the most irritating horn I've ever heard.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's a distraction for the players on the ice?
It's a distraction for me. It goes constant. It is irritating, but I guess that's what he's here for.
Humboldt will go to the power play. Their power play ranked 3rd in the postseason at 25%. They've scored 4 goals on 16 opportunities. The Bomber penalty kill, 6 out of the 8 teams, 75%. Again, have given up 4 goals on 16 chances. Boy, this is a big challenge for the Bombers early in this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Stemp will go after the interference. Amaral will take the face-off against Gruner. Once again inside the Flin Flon zone, the left of the goaltender, Matthew Keeper. Scoreless right now. Bombers win the face-off. Lees can't pick up the puck. Puck stays deep inside the Flin Flon zone. Lees will get another chance. Gets it out that time, barely, but it comes out McElwain. He'll pick it up in his own zone. Gruner will force him back to the net. Here comes McElwain. That pass knocked down. Nice job that time by Gruner. And McElwain again will be forced back in his own zone. McElwain back of the Humboldt net, played it ahead to Kennedy. Here's Kennedy, a little bit of room. Slides it back to Paquette. Paquette across the Bomber line to Huey. Huey lost the handle. Nice job by Jakubchuk to knock it away from him. And he'll get her down the ice. A minute 20 to go in the power play. 12.5 here in this opening period. No score. Game 5, SJHL quarterfinal. Paquette off the boards, back in the Flin Flon zone. There's Ringer. Stood up back to the net. He's going to try and freeze it up there. All kinds of Broncos on top of him, and they have a guy circling in front of the net here. Nobody's picked up Banoche, not the guy I'd want to leave out there. But Flin Flon gets 3 guys away. Hunks will take the pass. Across the line, shorthanded. Back out front. Piccinino scores! Anthony Piccinino's first of the series. Shorthanded goal, Mike, and you and I were chatting about him off the air. You said to me, are you concerned he hasn't scored? I said no, because he's playing great, and he was one of their best forwards in Game 4. Beautiful shorthanded goal, and a big break for Flin Flon early in this game.
Yeah, Anthony Piccinino, He's been one of their best players all series, Rob. Just hasn't been able to pot one, but he was there. But I love how Anthony Piccinino plays the game.
What a feed by Liam Hunks.
Yeah.
Him up. And the Bombers get a shorthanded goal. The Broncos are still in the power play here for 48 seconds. The football will still have to take care of business. That puck flipped the blue line by Lees. He gets a second chance. They'll poke it back to center. Here's Knudsen. That one almost got intercepted by Ringer. Benosh along the boards. Lost the handle. The Bombers trying to dump it back in. Benosh will get it back. 31 seconds to go in the power play. Broncos at center. Knudsen down the right side across the Bomber line. Knudsen will carry it in. Knudsen throws it out front. Picked up here by Mamich. He had a big goal back in Humboldt as well. They circle it back to Knudsen, the blue line. Shot! Look out! Deflected over top of the net. A good chance there again. I'm not sure if keeper would have seen that one or if he had a guy right in front of him. Strizzy will big it free. Strizzy a chance. Shoots it. That got blocked. Picked up down the ice it goes. And that'll do it for the first Bronco power play. And a short-handed goal by Anthony Piccinino has got Flin Flon in front. Mamich drops it back to center. Semple make his way to the bench. Olsen across the line. Ooh, drill. That's a heck of a shot with that far away.
Yeah.
And a good glove save there by Matthew Keeper.
Absolutely, Rob. Great job by the Flin Flon Bombers on the penalty kill. Humboldt Broncos couldn't get set. I don't think they got set up at all. The penalty kill looks great on that first one for sure.
11:07 to go. Opening period. Face off of the Flin Flon zone to the left of the netminder. Matthew Keeper off the ground. There's a chance. As Skogstad gets knocked to the ice, he was there. I think he fanned on that shot. Didn't get much on it. Broncos, though, with some good pressure here. There's Ryder Muka. He missed it, but picked up here by Mounier. He sends it back to center. That's picked up by Olsen. Sent in on target. Keeper going to be forced to hang on it. Stromey will race the front of the net, and remains a 1-0 Flin Flon lead. Shots are 6-4. Well, the Broncos on the original Amish shot clock, and Flin Flon in their own zone, but a little bit dicey so far.
Yeah.
If you're Ryder Muka, you got to make sure, Mike. You can't fool around here. It's the playoffs.
And on that, they did have a great penalty kill, but there was a couple of times that puck didn't come out of the zone when there was an opportunity it would stand on or just a light shot, and you got to get it out and get it down the ice.
Doesn't look like the online scoring is working here. At least not on my phone. There's Cohen Sempe's got it, trying to pick up those assists. It's not even on there. And the Bombers will dump it in. Did you hear any of those assists by chance? We're going to have to listen for them. The online scoring isn't working here.
It's going to be hard, but we will listen.
I think Hunks got one. I'm not sure what's happened to the online scoring, but it's not working. There's a chance by Hunks. That one got blocked. Puck picked up in the corner. Ringer will try to work it back out front. That's grabbed here by McElwain back of the net. McElwain pinned up along the boards. And then the puck picked up by Kennedy. He'll lift it back down the ice. And Hunks will race back to pick it up. But he won't have to do too much because it's an icing call. 10:09 to go here in the opening period. Shots are 6-5 Broncos. The Ridge on Amish shot clock. Flin Flon does have a 1-0 lead.
Just checking to see if it's come up. I know our normal online score isn't here tonight. Yeah, no, they haven't even started the game on here.
Now somebody might want to let them know.
I just let our gurus over there. I asked about the online scoring.
1-0 Flin Flon in front. Paquette will pick it up back in his own net. He'll dump it off the boards. It's kicked to center ice. That's grabbed here by Ewan. Back to Lees. Lees across the line. Lees, hey, good, a chance. Good shot. And Mitchell will turn that one away. Puck bounces out front. Good play that time by the veteran D-man Paquette. Around the boards here, McElwain will get it back to center. Cut off here by Mounier. Feeds that over to Arbery. Arbery will dump it in. Grab back to that by McElwain. Here's pass to Kennedy. He'll pick it up at center. Here's Kennedy. Across the Bomber line, we'll throw it in. Marsden. Puck back of the net. Puck is laying there. Good work by Strizzy to pin him up. Strizzy's had a couple nice shifts to start the game tonight. Amaral in there as well, or so is Stromey. Puck dug free here by Mounier. Mounier, look out, throws it out front. His goaltender keeper there, and Marsden involved in quite the catastrophe behind the net, tied up with somebody. They're still on top of each other. They don't want to let go.
They're all tangled up back there.
What's the word from our pals over across the booth there?
Haven't heard anything yet, Rob. No.
Media timeout. We'll take a break.
Wow.
It's 1-0 Flin Flon here on 102.9 CFER and FlinFlonOnline.com. Can't play too.
Hot honey.
Okay.
Honey? Wait, who are you calling honey?
The new hot honey chicken sandwich from KFC. That signature filet topped with 100% pure honey and chili peppers plus crispy jalapenos.
Sweet with heat.
So you see,
When you were...
and then I was,
It was all a comedic misunderstanding.
but there is no misunderstanding. The hot honey chicken sandwich from KFC is so good.
Becoming a nurse can be closer than you think. University College of the North offers nursing programs across northern Manitoba. In just 2 years, you could be a licensed practical nurse with our hands-on program in Thompson, Swan River, or Flin Flon. Or if you're ready to dive deeper, our 4-year degree program in Thompson or the Paw can set you on the path to becoming a registered nurse. Become the nurse your community needs. Apply now for September 2025. Visit our website, ucn.ca. UCN. Here, you can.
You go to
10 seconds.
University College of the North sa tinutigis kinaumakay nao ay kanto partyan nao ucn.ca UCN Sagutaga Tagis Panu.
You're on.
Welcome back to Whitney Forum. Rob Hart, Mike Slips. It's a 1-0 Flin Flon lead. 9:23 to go here in this opening period. Shots are dead even at 6 apiece. A short-handed goal by Anthony Piccinino. Here's Marston. Up the ice, picked up by Muka. He'll tap that one home. Got knocked down. Strizzy had to go off his glove up into the Humboldt bench. And now blow that down with 9:12 remaining here in the opening period. Good pace. And like you said, Mike, the atmosphere here tonight, boy, it's just
crazy.
This is what the playoff. This is why this is the best time of the year, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely. It's unbelievably exciting in here.
So Gruner will get set for the face-off here against Benoit to the left of the goaltender. Gaza Mitchell off the face-off. Puck is in the corner. Goes back in the Humboldt net. Stromey there to get it. Gets it out. The puck is chipped back to Bomber blue line. Picked up here by Lepper. Lepper will play that ahead. Puck will roll back inside the Humboldt zone. Stromey there. Gruner on top of him. Look out. He just dished it off. Broncos played up the board to the Strizzy. His backhander, a good one. He'll find Knutson on the right side. He comes back across the zone to Benoit. They're offside. And they'll blow that down. With 8:48 to go, we're still not sure what's happened with the online scoring. But
Looks like they're not going to have any till the second period, it says. They're shorthanded.
Oh, okay. That is a league rule to have that on.
I would think so.
What can I say? Thank God you're here, Mike.
Yeah, I'm going to try to hear, but it's so hard. I'll give it my best effort.
Ringer to take the face-off against Skogstad outside the Flin Flon Bomber blue line. Hunks makes a good move at center. He'll get a hold of it and rip it back inside the Humboldt zone. Picked up here by Ringer. I know I've said this before too, Mike, like a broken record, but I don't think I've ever seen Ryder Ringer not have a good game.
No, I totally agree.
Janchuk forced back in his own zone, plays that one back over to Hunks. Hunks will take off. He's to center. He's got a guy on him. He'll dump it back inside the Humboldt zone. Grabbed by Olsen back out around the boards it goes, and Broncos played ahead, intercepted here, held in by Piccinino. In the corner, Ringer out front. Seth backhander, not much on it, but he'll put it on net, and Gaza Mitchell will be forced to make the save. He'll hang on, and there's a turnover by the Broncos. Mamich very fortunate there that Flin Flon didn't capitalize on that.
Absolutely. You mentioned Ryder Ringer. I always, when I pick the 3 stars, Rob, he's always there. I feel funny picking him every game, but he never has a bad game.
Here comes the trio of youngsters, Seitz, along with Bree, Hutt, and Hahn. Hahn, like I mentioned, he's had a pretty good year in AAA with the Tisdale Trojans. 53 points, 23 goals, and those guys didn't look out of place at all in a big high-pressure cooker game in Humboldt. They're both in the lineup back in Game 4. Here's Penrod. He's a good young player for the Broncos. Trying to busting up the ice and knocked away. Rebound out front. There's an open net. And this is picked up here by Hahn. Back of the goal to Hunks. Bumped off the play by Kennedy. Throws it out front. Puck is bouncing. Janchuk can't clear it out. Broncos keep it in, trying to tie up this game. Puck comes to the right point. Paquette's got it. Paquette spins, fire, shoots. Where's the puck? It's behind Keeper. He makes the save. Puck lifted down the ice. Matthew Keeper. Another big save early. Paquette wasn't sure about the ice. He kind of hesitated on it. Jakubchuk, a big body check below us, and he's going to take a penalty for that. You got to be kidding me. He takes Luke Sennett. You want to talk about a bad call?
Yeah, I didn't see it, Rob, but here. No, I thought they were going to show the replay.
That's a horrible call. Anyway, another a power play for the Broncos. Sennett was playing the puck. He just threw a hit on him. It's a hockey play. Tough break against the Bombers. Second power play tonight for the Broncos. Of course, they want to make better than what happened the first time, giving up that shorthanded goal. But just like I said to Brendan Komasko, same thing applies to Flin Flon. You can't let calls agitate you.
No, absolutely not. You got to get right back at it.
Mammoth will try to throw that one back out front. Intercepted here by Gruner. He'll play that one back to center. Here comes Cohen Semp. Across the line, short-handed. Hangs on, shoots it. Easy save there for Gaza Mitchell. He'll glove that and hang on. And a minute 44 to go in the power play. 7:14 in this opening period. Shots dead even at 7 apiece. The Ridge on Amish shot clock. And again, this is the one goal. Anthony Piccinino's first of the year. Hunk's got one assist. I believe there was a second one. And until we get order restored, we'll have to get Mike to really listen carefully to his goal calls to make sure we pick up everything.
Ty Benoit's lucky he didn't get a penalty there. It's cross-check after the player to Semp's head.
Off the face-off, the Broncos have gained control in their own zone, and they'll start things off from there. This is Bansley, like I said, the double overtime winner, the big hero back on Wednesday night, or I guess it would have been Tuesday. Here's Ringer. He'll knock it down at center. All by himself. Ryder Ringer circles back to his side of center. Now we'll play it back to Cole Tanchuk, and he'll get a hold of it. And that goes up, and I think hit somebody on the Bomber bench, I think.
I think it might have hit the linesman.
No, it went up on the bench here. Hit Keith Gruner. Jay Rock, he's wondering what's going on. Felt something hit his leg.
He'll take an Advil and get back in the game.
I'm sure. No, he doesn't need it. He's tough. 6:51 to go. Minute 21 remaining in the penalty to Jakubchuk for boarding. Dan Ringer will take the face-off against Cade Kennedy. Broncos win the face-off. Oh, nice play that time by Ringer to knock it away. And McElwain will go back and pick it up. Little trouble handling it, but he'll regroup inside his own zone, and he'll set things up from there. Here's the pass to Kennedy. Kennedy to center. He'll dump that puck in. Piccinino, who's got the goal tonight, gets back. Bumped off the play. The Bombers will throw it around the boards, but Paquette is there. Played it perfectly. In the corner, Huey tried to throw that one back out front. That got blocked by Lepper. Puck again sent around the boards. Paquette waits for it and knocked it down. Here's Paquette. Back out to Kennedy, ripped out over top of the goal. Ringer can't get it out. McElwain back of the net. Back out front. McElwain to the blue line to Paquette. Quick shot, blocked that time by Ringer. Not sure where it is. Right back to Paquette. Along the boards here to McElwain. Right point, it goes to Kennedy. Kennedy's got it, throws it back out front. McElwain fed on it, blocked here by Lepper. He'll hang on to it, and now he'll tip it down the ice. 28 seconds to go in the Humboldt power play. Just under 6 in this opening period. A shorthanded goal by Anthony Piccinino, the only offense so far. Broncos spring Strizzy. Tied up in the corner that time with Tanchuk. Big surprise, his mom and dad are watching the game here again tonight. Ran into his dad before the game and hoping for a better result, obviously, in this one after the team played so hard those 2 games at Humboldt. Broncos work it back to Bullard. Olsen tees it up, blocked that time by Gruner. That'll do it for the power play, and Humboldt 0 for 2. Jakubchuk will scramble to the bench, and Olsen sent back inside his own zone. Plays it ahead, knocked down here by Ewan. Wasn't expecting it. He would have had a full lane to the net there. Puck sent back across the Bomber line, chipped in that time by Strizzy. Tanchuk trying to get back, tied up here with Banache. Broncos throw it out front. Gruner can't knock it down. Great chance that time for Sinek. But Matthew Keeper will make the save. 5:07 to go, and again, too many good chances for the Broncos in front of this Bomber net.
Yeah, Matt Keeper keeping the Bombers in the game here. Some great saves. It's 8 shots. But the tougher ones have been on Matt Keeper for sure.
And like I said, a lot of Flin Flons again are perimeter shots. Scott's got to take the face-off here against Joey Lees. Off the draw, picked up quickly by Ewan, who had that great chance moments ago. He'll get it back to the Humboldt blue line. Look out! Streletsky will blow a tire. Puck comes out front to Arbery. Arbery in the corner for Ewan. Sends it back to blue line. Jakubchuk a chance, and that one knocked down in front of the net. Paquette for the Broncos will skate away to center. Nice pass to Skogstad. He's across the Bomber line. Look out, that got on target. Stick save made here by Keeper. Penrod can't pick it up. Here's Ewan. Along the boards. Gets it back to center. Picked up by Arbery. He'll bounce that off the boards and chase it down. He's got Lees in there with him. Lees throws a body check on his guy. That's Sinek. They tie up. Lees will chip it along the boards. Arbery can't get free. Held up that time by Desbro. Good hustle here by Hahn. The call up for the Tisdale Trojans. Back of the Bronco net for Arbery. Looking for through. Picked up by Hahn. He slides it out front of his skate. Skogstad moves it to Sinek. Sinek to center. Will send it inside the front zone as Hahn gets knocked down in front of the Bomber bench. 4:03 to go. Here's Jakubchuk at his own Bomber blue line. Feeds it back to Lepper. Lepper will take a look up the middle. Chipped it over top of the Weyburn net, or over the Humboldt net. I'm so used to seeing Mitchell and Weyburn. But
yeah.
Still got that Weyburn gear. You figure after the way he's played the last couple of games, I remember what team he's on. Broncos will work it free. Kennedy quickly on it to center. He's had a good game tonight. Kennedy across the Bomber line will bring it in. I don't know how you hear a whistle. That's offside, but that's got to be tough, right?
Yeah. Our friend with the most irritating horn I've ever heard has now moved right beside the Bomber bench and is pointing it right at the Bombers. Doesn't seem to faze the team, though, as much as it's phasing me.
SJHL League President Kyle McIntyre in the audience tonight. Just want to say a personal hello to him. Kyle's done a wonderful job with the SJHL the past couple of years, and I look forward to seeing Kyle again and getting another interview with him. Love interviewing with him. Love talking about the SJHL, but a big hello to the president. Watching on Flow TV tonight. Here's the Bombers sending it on target. That save is made here by Mitchell. Sepp can't pick it up the blue line. Knocked down here by Ringer. He'll send it out front. He had Piccinino there. Can't tap her home. Here comes Kennedy. Back off the boards. Ringer got a glove on it. Marston comes down. He'll pick it up. Look out. He tries to get away. Lifted ahead. Got it outside the zone. Here's Piccinino with a Ringer. Piccinino a good move across the Humboldt blue line. Will throw that one in deep. Bansley got a stick on that. Picked it up. Ripped it around the boards. Mounier can't hold it in. Banoche a good play to chip it away from him. Semp. Wars back to center. Played that back to Piccinino. He'll dump that one in. Semp dumped on the play. Fans wanted a call.
I think they're right.
Strobey will chip it in. Icing call against the Broncos. 2:52 to go. Opening period. For the first time, Mike, I think Flin Flon's out shooting Humboldt 10-8.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that 50-50, Rob. $12,435. We're not through the first period. Tanya Benoit and her team again doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, and she was here at like 4:35 today selling tickets.
All day she was selling tickets, going around town. That's how you sell 50-50s if other teams are wondering.
Gruner will take the face-off against Benoit to the left of the goaltender, Mitchell. That one hit a stick, and I thought it was coming up here, but it stayed inside the zone, actually. Knutson a hold of it, off the glass. Can't go by him, picked up by Banoche. Banoche moves in, shoots it, save made. And then Strobey runs into him. I think he just slipped and went in there.
Yeah, is keeper hurt? No.
I think Stromey's more shaken up than he is. He lost an edge and went down hard.
Yeah, it wasn't on purpose.
No, not at all. Stromey's is a good, clean player.
Yeah.
He lost an edge and went down, and he went down on his knee, and that's always scary.
Both of the players are up.
So 2:39 remaining. 1-0 Flin Flon in front. A shorthanded goal by Anthony Piccinino. We'll get another face-off inside the Flin Flon zone. The right of Matthew Keeper. And Banoche, like we said, 4 goals. He's been spectacular. Came back from a long injury, actually.
Yeah.
Now, the funny thing, we talk about all the injuries that Flin Flon's had throughout the year. You could make a case for a lot of these teams. Because injuries is such a big part of the game. There's a shot on target, save made. Rebound, Broncos pick it up. That's Stromey, and that's turned away by Matthew Keeper again. Flin Flon's going to have to make adjustments on the back end. They're giving Humboldt too many quality chances here in this opening period. Stromey knocked down along the board. Still gets it back to Paquette on target. He'll fire it into the glove. And a save made by Keeper as Hunks gets into it here. With Jacob Strizzy at the side of the Bomber net. 2:17 to go. Speaking of the 50-50, I hope you're going to buy one.
I got one.
Well, here. I'm broke. Would you mind buying me one?
If I see her...
Look at it this way. If I win, I'll give you your money back.
It's hard to track Tanya down once the game starts.
I've never won a 50-50 in my life. There's got to be a first time. I've got tickets at Humboldt, too, the whole thing. Skogstad set for the face-off as he lines up here against Joey Lees. Off the draw. Good job by Lees to win that one. Gets it back to Lepper, back of his own net. Lepper will swing it to the corner. That's picked up here by Yakimchuk. Played that one ahead to Ewan, but Desbro took it from him. Lees gets it back. Lees has had a pretty decent start to the game here tonight. Flin Flon will chip that one in. Puck will roll to the side of the Humboldt net. That's picked up by Desbro. Oh, big hit there. Ewan steps into his guy, which was Mamich, but Mamich able to shake that off. Puck flipped to the line. Off East's glove. Yakimchuk tried to pick it up. Flin Flon will move it in. Desbro will race back and pick up the puck. Back of the Humboldt net as he'll swing that pass to Olsen. Right back to Desbro. Arbery on top of him. Desbro back of the net. Off the glass. Where the puck goes, stays inside the zone. Must have hit one of those partitions.
Yep.
Desbro dumps it off to Olsen. They'll move it ahead. Mamich hits the official with the puck, and now he gets it a second time and taps it back in the Flin Flon zone. Piccinino back. He's got the goal here in the opening period. Just over a minute to play. Here comes Anthony Piccinino. Almost lost a handle. He'll get it back before Bansley intercepts it. Now he'll flip it back in. Yakubchuk forced back. Amaral on top of him. A fierce, humble forecheck. There's a turnover the blue line. McElwain a chance. Fired on target. Rebound. Amaral had a chance. Broncos smothering the Bombers here in the late stages of this opening period. I think this is Humboldt's best period I've seen them play in the series, and they haven't got a goal yet. They've been on top of Flin Flon. That one's going to go up and hit a beam right in front of us. But I'll tell you, Flin Flon needs to make some adjustments, Mike. I know I've said it, but Flin Flon, they got to bear down better in their own end.
Absolutely. The back end is the back end is Matt Keeper right now. Defensively, they're struggling.
44 seconds to go. Flin Flon in front, 1-0. It's 10-10 on the shot clock, but Humboldt has had the edge of play, in my opinion, here in this opening period.
You're absolutely right.
Bruner against Benoit. Puck will come back to center. There's McElwain. They've been taking it to Flin Flon. Flin Flon, I thought, even though they lost those 2 games in Humboldt, dictated the pace. They're not doing that tonight. They've been back on their heels a little bit.
Yeah, at the start of the game, they came out. Linesman nearly took out Carter Cormier there, but they came out sort of flying, and as I say, they're back on their heels a little bit, especially defensively.
38 seconds to go. Big face-off to the left of Matthew Keeper. Benoit set to take the draw here against Keith Bruner of the Bombers. Broncos put another face-off. That one got blocked. Maybe a chance here for Muka. He gets it back to center. Skrzy had a hold of him. He'll dump it in. Mitchell knock it down back in it. McElwain is there. Expect to see him log a lot of minutes, especially with no Rodman tonight. Hunks. He'll rip that one right back in. McElwain will have to go after it. Muka on top of him. Got rid of it. Knutson up the boards. Here comes Skrzy. Rolled off his stick. Intercepted. Chance for Muka. Tapped away right away, though. Here comes Knutson across the bottom line. Gets a chance. Shot. Rebound leg in front of the Bomber net. Broncos swarm the net again. There's Skrzy with the wraparound. That got stopped. Puck still loose. Flin Flon all over the zone. And the sound of the bell is going to save them here for this opening period. And they were outplayed in that period. They need to make adjustments here in the locker room.
Yeah, get in that dressing room and regroup here. That being said, they're winning 1-0. The Humboldt Broncos were the best team on the ice in that first period, though.
Well, we'll take a break. We'll come back with the first period scoring summary. Of course, our first intermission show as well, courtesy of the North of 53 Consumers Co-op. And a big shorthanded goal by Anthony Piccinino, the difference right now. But again, too many collapses.
Yeah.
In the Bomber zone. If I'm Brain Klamosko, I got to be pretty happy with how I played that period. You keep playing like that, you're going to score.
Yeah, you keep getting and we mentioned, Rob, the shots that Matt Keeper is saving are pretty much all good shots. They're not from the outside. Can't say the same down for Dazza Mitchell, except for that beautiful goal by Anthony Piccinino.
1-0 Flin Flon leads it. We'll take a break. The first intermission show for the Co-op straight ahead. This is Crate Furniture, Flin Flon Bomber Hockey once again on 102.9 CFER and FlinFlonOnline.com.
There's always delicious food items to try out at your local McDonald's at the Flin Flon Walmart location. Brand new to the menu include the cheesy jalapeno bacon quarter pounder, the smoky maple bacon breakfast sandwiches. How about something just in time with summer on the horizon? Tropical and watermelon lime fruit splashers and the peach passion smoothie. And how about another brand new menu item, the cinnamon swirl. Try one today. A buttery brioche roll swirled with cinnamon filling and topped with delicious cream cheese. Brand new with the classic cinnamon taste. Your McDonald's location at Walmart, once again offering curbside pickup, so don't forget to download the app, collect McDonald's rewards for free food, sit and relax in the comfort of your own vehicle, and await your order. McDonald's wishes the Flin Flon Bombers all the best through this year's playoff run.
Life is sweet with Maytag's Kitchen Suite savings at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center. From now until April 2nd, you can save $150 when you purchase any 2 qualifying Maytag major kitchen appliances. But that's not all. You could save an additional $300 when you purchase 3 or more select Maytag kitchen appliances. From now until April 2nd,
10 seconds.
You can save big with Maytag's Kitchen Suite savings event at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center.
Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers in the SJHL playoffs, and we know they'll play tough like the Ford F-150, the toughest truck on the market for over 45 years and counting. Northland Ford is helping the community cheer on the Bombers as they tend to bring a championship back home where it belongs. That will provide you with the best selection to choose from in the North for the North. Northland Ford, the dealership you tell your friends about.
You're on.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Whitney Forum here tonight. A 1-0 Flin Flon lead after one. A short-handed goal by Anthony Piccinino at the 6:52 mark. And the Bombers able to knock the puck down. Liam Hunks got the one assist. I think there was a second one added. We hope to have that sometime tonight. But a great opportunity. And Piccinino, has been a little bit stake-picked right now, Mike. But like I said, he's played very well. And he gets a big goal. That should hopefully help his confidence a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And, there was a play, late in the third period, or first period, where he looked like he was going to lose the puck in his own zone. But as always, he just seems to come out of the pile with the puck. He's so good.
So that's the only goal of the opening period, a shorthanded marker for the Bombers, their first shorthanded goal here of the series. Of course, they led the league with 13, like we mentioned in the regular season. Shots were 13-10 Humboldt. And I got the Broncos 0 for 2 on the power play. But again, the big shorthanded goal, especially teams, Mike, always a big part of a hockey game.
Yeah, absolutely. And it has been in this series for sure. And shorthanded goals have been pretty regular for the Flin Flon Bombers this season. So, but they have to come out and play better defensively, or they're not going to come out the victors in this game.
I think that's the worst period of defensive hockey I've seen them play the entire series. Anyway, Flin Flon a pretty good team when they led after one in the regular season. They were 23-1. They're also 1-0 in the playoffs, and they lead after one as well. So again, Anthony Piccinino, first of the playoffs, the difference maker right now. We'll take a break. More of the opening intermission coming up as we'll come back with our Creighton Pizza player profile. Kyle Marston back in uniform. And I'll tell you what, this guy's an absolute pleasure to talk to. You want to talk about somebody who's positive and upbeat? He makes you feel so good when you talk to him.
He looks like he's having fun on the ice all the time. I noticed him before the game chatting. I don't think it was bad chat with McElwain and a few of the other players, and had a big smile on his face. He seems like a really fun guy.
You'll hear his comments momentarily. Once again, game number 5, the SJHL quarterfinal, right here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear. The North of 53 Co-op is proudly Canadian, not only serving Canadian customers, but working with their Canadian suppliers. And it starts at the grassroots. The Co-op partners with farm families who manage the care of their operations, so you can feel good with what you serve to yours. Meats, fruits, and vegetables, raised, grown, and produced by Canadians for Canadians, can be found at the North of 53 Co-op. You're at home there.
Bubbly sparkling water is the best. It has the fizz that gives the zest. With lots of flavors, there's no contest, cause you know bubbly.
What are you doing?
Just rapping about bubbly sparkling water to tell people how good it is.
Is that really necessary?
Well, I wanted to,
Why don't you just tell them that bubbly sparkling water has no sugar, no calories, and it gives you that refreshing and delicious taste you crave?
I think that's a better idea.
Arctic Beverages, proud supplier of bubbly sparkling water. Crack a smile.
It's the middle of the night.
I know, but I want pizza, Italian, Greek, Chinese, burgers, fried chicken, salad, appetizers, and dessert. I gotta be up early. This could take weeks.
Creighton's Pizza has all that. Your one-stop shop for all your food cravings.
Oh, so I don't have to spend days running around?
Creighton's Pizza has homemade goodness cooked with love, open 3 to 10:30 daily.
10 seconds, Force. And good thing I don't have to be combative regarding the final piece.
Think again, bucko. Creighton's Pizza, 688-2080. Fight for the last slice.
You're on.
Welcome to our first intermission. Our Creighton Pizza player profile, Kyle Marston, will join us back in the lineup here tonight. Colin, I guess first and foremost, that must feel pretty good. I know it's tough to miss any time, but especially the playoffs when the team's looking to dig deep and pick up a big victory.
Yeah, it's tough to watch the boys go to war without me. I took an unfortunate bounce and had to miss a game, but I'll be back tonight and I'm ready to go, and it'll be a good one tonight.
And you were telling me before we went to air, you feel pretty dialed in and you feel pretty good.
Yeah, today I feel good. Today is a day I feel dialed, and I think the boys are the same, so we're ready to go tonight and we'll come out hard.
What's the mood amongst the group here for, let's face it, the biggest game of the season?
Intense but dialed in. We know what's at stake here, and it's a big home game. We need to win, can't lose at home, especially in a 2-2 series. So I think the boys are definitely a little bit nervous, but nervous is good and we're ready to go.
Well, and you got to be happy, too, that you're playing this game at home.
That's right, yeah. There's nothing better than playing in front of the Whitney Forum, so we're ready.
You know, the thing is, it's 2-2. The series could easily be over. I mean, I thought that you played 2 really good games in games 3 and 4, but maybe ran out of gas a little bit in the overtime. And I don't think that's much of a surprise, Kyle, when you have men down the pace is as high as it is, guys are just, and you're playing your hearts out. Guys are bound to get tired.
Yeah, it's playoff hockey. I mean, playing with a short lineup, especially with 2 overtime games, definitely not easy on anybody. But I think our men pushed through, and I think we still outplayed them in overtime. And I think that we showed why we are the best, and that we're going to make a run here.
Humboldt a better team than you thought they were?
No, I think we had respect for Humboldt, knowing that they are a good team and they're not a typical 7 seed. And we knew that they were going to be a tough opponent, but they definitely put up a good fight. But yeah, still our opponent. So,
Kyle, your first SJHL playoff. You've been playing hockey for a long time. How physical has this been? Is this the most physical hockey that you've been a part of?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I've never really had a taste of playoffs yet, and this is definitely my first actual taste of playoffs. And I think that it's very physical, demanding, but it's what I live for. It's why everyone plays the game, so I wouldn't want it any other way.
Well, and I guess the more physical, the better for you.
That's right, yeah. That's definitely my game, so I definitely feed into that and play into that. So tonight definitely be a physical one.
You know, you've been with Flin Flon for a while now. I know we interviewed you back a few months ago. For anybody that wasn't listening, then talk about how you kind of came to Flin Flon, because I think you're telling me they were kind of on your radar screen before you actually landed here.
Yeah, no, I knew that Flin Flon was a great organization. I only heard good things, and from Fort Mac, I knew a few people who've played here or lived here, so I knew what Flint, like where we were and what this team was, and I knew Rags, and it's a place I wanted to be, and I'm here now, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. So,
you mentioned Fort Mac. Keith Gruner was there. Did you reach out to him?
Gru, yeah, I was talking to Gru like when he left Fort Mac, and he was saying how so much different it is here, and how it's a very mature and great league, and this team here is amazing. We do things the right way, so he put in a good word with Rags to get me here, and yeah, thanks to Gru for getting me here, I guess.
Well, I mean, you get to stay in the north. I mean, you're of course from the East Coast originally.
Yeah, I'm from Newfoundland originally, but being from Fort Mac, I'm used to the weather, I'm used to the snow, so yeah, nothing new for me.
Let's talk about this game here tonight. It's the best of 7. All of a sudden, like that's just a best of 3. What do you guys need to do here tonight?
I think we'll keep it simple. We're at home. It's going to be with being a loud crowd. We're going to have a little bit of nerves, a little bit of jitters. I think they're going to come out hard as well, being a 2-2 series. They know what's at risk here, and I think we just got to keep it simple, get pucks in deep, and get the first one. After the first one goes in, they'll keep going, and after that.
Obviously, a good start, that's the key, right? I mean, tough break. I mean, the last game, again, to give up a goal like that in the first minute. Was everybody kind of back on their heels after that?
I'd assume so. I mean, being in the stands, even myself, I was super nervous after the first goal. It's a tough bounce, nothing keeper or anybody else could do there, so I think the boys knew that, and they kind of kept pushing, but, I mean, getting a goal against early like that is definitely a hard one.
But saying that, you also came back from a 2-goal deficit both nights on the road, which is something.
Yeah, I think our team is very, very good at that. We've done that all year, where we had that perseverance, and kind of in the room, guys step up and they kind of say, "Hey, let's go here. This is a big one." So they knew what we needed to do, and they got it done. It's just we couldn't get it done in overtime.
Gavin Mitchell's been dialed in. You can't take anything away from him. Do you have to get more traffic in from? What do you have to do to get some pucks by him?
Just keep shooting. I think we had 60 shots both games in overtime, and yeah, he stopped all of them, but I think we just need to get traffic in front, get rebounds, go to the greasy areas. We gotta control that paint, and that should be the goal tonight.
Big blow tonight, no land at Alexander. You talk about a guy that likes to play physical hockey. It's unfortunate. Looked like a clean hit. I don't think it was a dirty hit, but anytime somebody gets hurt, I guess it's always upon league review. You'll miss him tonight, but you've had guys out the whole series, so.
That's right, yeah. With him being a big physical presence, it definitely will be different with them not out there, but we'll need some guys to step up, get some more hits, and we know what we got to do.
You think it'll be just as intense and physical tonight as it has been for the past 4 games?
I think it'll be more. It's game 5. Guys have settled in now. We know what we need to do, what it takes, and I think that as a group we've matured more in the last 4 games we have all season, so I think we know that we need to hit more tonight.
Well, and let's face it, this team had a great regular season, but the playoffs, you always have to reach down and find a little bit more if you can, right?
That's right, for the boys to come in some playoffs, so we need to dial in.
Listen, quickly, Kyle, before I let you go, what's been the best hockey moment for you in your career? I know you played a lot of hockey at a lot of different levels. You had to pick like a defining moment for you. What would that be personally?
Being from Fort Mac, like being from Newfoundland, but like I was living in Fort Mac growing up, watching the Oil Barons. Definitely like getting a home game. Like I know the guys here as well. It's probably the same thing for them. Getting your first home game at home. But my first WHL game is probably my favorite moment. 15,000 fans.
Where was that?
In Edmonton. So all my friends were there. My family was there. It was definitely a surreal moment for me, and I still think about it all the time. So that's probably my favorite moment.
How many junior guys can say they played in front of 15,000 fans? You're right. That is a great moment. Growing up, favorite team, favorite player?
Pittsburgh Penguins, still my favorite team. fair player. Chris Letang, still a fair player. He is the best defenseman in the NHL.
Is Sidney Crosby a close second for you?
He is definitely my second, and he is the best of all time.
Well, I mean, I don't know how you could argue that. 20 years averaging at least a point per game. He's been a phenomenal hockey player. Hopefully the Bombers can turn things around, Cal. It should be an exciting game in front of an exciting atmosphere. Let's face it, these are the moments you live to play for, right?
That's right. That's why we play, so thank you.
Kyle Marston, our Creighton Pizza player profile here on 1029 CFER and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Chicken Chef wants you to get a jump start on celebration season. That means weddings, grad parties, family functions, wind-ups, and more. Chicken Chef knows that nothing says celebration like eating well. Have them cater your event that you'll be too busy doing everything else for, and you know it will be handled professionally and deliciously. Call 687-3779 or pop by the restaurant to put together something special suited to your needs and taste. Chicken Chef, where memories are made.
Bailey Homes provides ready-to-move homes as unique as your family. They'll be at the 1029 CFAR Trade and Leisure Show April 24th to the 26th to answer any questions you may have. From the quality of the build to the care of the move, let Bailey Homes make your dream home a reality. They have the experience bringing custom homes to the north. Find out more by visiting bailey-homes.ca, and they'll see you at the trade show at the Sportex April 24th to the 26th.
What's shaking at the Hooter tonight?
What's shaking? What's doing? What's up?
Find out in a flash by visiting FlinFlonOnline.com and clicking the Hit the Hooter calendar at the bottom of the page.
Where's the action?
Whether it's a meat drop, live DJ, special event, live band, or anything else, when you want to know what's going on at the Hooter, you'll always have the scoop.
It is literally guaranteed to be a night to remember.
The Hit the Hooter calendar, your online access to all the action. Find it on FlinFlonOnline.com.
You're on.
And welcome back to the Whitney Forum. McDonald's out-of-town scoreboard tonight. One series did come to an end last night. The Yorkton Terriers, congratulations to them. They beat Melville 2-1. They sent the Millionaires packing in a 5-game series. And actually, I caught up with Emery Olison, the coach of the Yorkton Terriers.
Right.
We'll hear his interview coming up in the second intermission tonight.
Good for you.
Emery, great gentleman.
Always on it, Rob. You're always on.
Finalist for the SKHL Coach of the Year. And I'll tell you right now, you know why he got my vote? Because no team has improved more in one season than his.
Absolutely. That team...
I think he should have won it.
That team at the end of last year was in disarray. Not only on the ice, but off the ice.
They didn't even know yeah, you're right. They didn't know if they were going to even have a team.
No, and they rebounded, and
look at all the different things. Look at all the adversity they've had to go through this year.
Yeah.
They lost those 6 points at the beginning of the year. They lost guys that walked off his roster. He's had all kinds of injury problems. They find ways to fight through. I'm a fan of his, and I'll tell you what, I wish the Yorkton Terriers the best of luck.
Yeah,
It'll be a lot of fun to watch them as they move on. Out of town tonight, Battleford needs to win tonight or they're done. It's scoreless against Weyburn in the opening period. And Kindersley-Melford, that game will be starting here in about 12 minutes' time. Same thing for the Clippers, needing to try to pull the upset at the Palace in Melford tonight. 3 series in the MJHL. Congratulations, Northern Manitoba Blizzard. They advanced last night.
Yes.
Knocking off Leapowa. The Manitoba Junior Hockey League scores tonight. Winkler ahead of Niverville 3-1 in the second. Steinbach leads Portage 2-0 in the second as well. Steinbach needs to win, and their series is over. And Wayway Dauphin 1-1 after 1. Dauphin up in that series 3-1. Lots of NHL finals. I guess good things happen sometimes when you fire the coach. 2 wins in a row for Philly. They beat Buffalo today 7-4. But then again, there's teams in the Western Hockey League who would beat Buffalo.
Yeah, that's right. I like Tortorella. He's angry, but
Mike, you can't talk to people like that anymore.
No, but
I think that way the coaching is gone.
I think you're right, Rob. But what I find interesting is the players. If you read, most of the players really love playing for him, and which is strange because you're right. That way of coaching.
He's intense. I'll give him that.
Yeah, I find him very funny.
Other scores today: Tampa Bay over the Islanders 5-3. Vegas beats up on Nashville 3-1.
Sorry, Rob. Marsden, the linesman, and McElwain having a laugh. Sorry, Rob.
We'll get the rest of these scores. Our next stop as we're ready for the second period. A 1-0 Flin Flon lead. Anthony Piccinino, the shorthanded goal, is first to series shots. 13-10 Broncos here after the opening period tonight. And make no bones about it, they were the better team here in the opening 20 minutes. They look really, really good, actually. Here's Paquette for the Broncos. He'll try to push that one out. He does. Cormier can't get there at center. It's knocked away from him. Sent inside the Flin Flon zone. There's Mamich in the corner for Amaral. He'll bank it around the boards. There's Cormier. Cormier bumped off the play. That's picked up by Skogstad. There's a chance in front, and Flin Flon does clear it out. Nice job that time by Muka. Puck rolls back in the Humboldt zone. They'll play that one ahead. Broken up that time by Leper. Great play to Cormier, but again, he overskates it. Amaral. He'll pick it up at the Humboldt blue line. He'll start to skate away at center. Long puck, centered on target. Keeper the save. St. Louis, they beat Colorado 2-1 today. I'll tell you what. Look out for the Blue. I mean, as good a year as the Jets have had, I don't know if they want to play them in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, sneaky good. Absolutely.
Ottawa, big lead on Columbus, 3-1 in the third tonight. Detroit leads Boston 1-0 after one. Leafs LA 1-1 in the third. And later tonight, Calgary, Edmonton, the Rangers, San Jose. Just underway in the second period, 19-13 to go. Face off inside the Flin Flon zone, the right of the netminder. Matthew Keeper, Bombers with the draw. The puck comes out. Knudsen did a really good job to sell it. He almost fooled me there, and I thought, well, I think it did come out. But
it was very close, but I'm pretty sure it did.
He did a pretty good job there selling that, with the linesman right on top of it, so it does come out across the zone. And Ringer will take the face-off here against Benoche, once again outside the Flin Flon Bomber blue line. 1-0 Flin Flon lead, a shorthanded goal by Anthony Piccinino, who is out there right now. Stromey throws it across the Bomber line. That's picked up by Leper. Ringer looking for some room, gets it back to Semp. He'll flip it across the Humboldt line. Knudsen, no trouble handling it, knocked it down. Puck goes through his legs. It's in there, picked up by Semp. A shot, good save, Dazza Mitchell. How did he see it? What a stop. Semp spins, fires, knocked out in front of the net again. And Benoche will skate away. What a stop that time by Mitchell. I don't even know how he saw. Here's a chance now for Piccinino trying to get inside the play, but too many guys are back. He'll chip it in. Knudsen will go back to the net where it's picked up that time and fed ahead by Stolbaski. Second game in the series for him. Here's Stromey. Along the boards to Knudsen. He'll pinch in. Tanchuk knocked it away. Ringer back in his own net. Plays that one ahead. Here's a nice pass from Hunks to Semp. Semp across the line to Hunks. Breaking in a backhander. What a save by Mitchell again, and a great give and go. Liam Hunks, Cohen Semp entering the game tonight. Liam Hunks, the top scoring defenseman, as he's got 6 points, all assists. He's been fantastic. And remember, he's played his whole junior career, well, for the most part, at Notre Dame. Never seen a playoff game till this round.
Yeah, that's right. Liam Hunks,
fantastic player,
has been playing really, really good.
How about that save by Dazza Mitchell? Mike, we say it so many times. It's not when you make it, but it's not necessarily how many you make, but when you make them. Talk about a timely save there.
Tracked that one beautifully.
Flin Flon holds it in. Ewan shot goes wide. There's Arbery out front. Ewan will knock it down. Dazza Mitchell, 2 brilliant saves here in the second period. He's been, like I said, nothing short of fantastic. Maybe the best player in the entire playoff. Puck sent back to Mounier. He stopped, fires that one wide. Arbery will pick it up. He'll rip it on target, and Mitchell there, no problem. He'll grab that and hang on. As the Bronco D-man Desbro mixing it up here with Ewan. Big Ewan trying to circle out front of the net, and that's where he needs to be.
He's had a nice playoff so far, Brett Ewan. He was snake bit, but he came around that first game, and he's done very well in this series.
Another face-off back inside Humboldt territory. Joey Lees will lean up in for the draw against Cade Kennedy. 17:50 to go. Flin Flon wins the face-off. Kept it back to the Mars to the D-man. He had to get rid of it quickly. Slapped that over top of the net. Kennedy will pick it up. They're on the move. Here's the pass back to Huey at center. Huey across the Bomber line. Trying to go wide here on Mounier. Huey, another terrific young player for Humboldt. They're going to have a good team again next year. They got a lot of guys coming back. Puck is kicked back inside the Flin Flon zone. Bombers try to work it free. Huey's got it underneath him. That's dug free here. And they'll play the puck back to Ewan. Ewan. Center ice. We'll send that back inside the Humboldt zone. Icing against Flin Flon. Now we're going to face off back in Flin Flon territory. 14-13 now the shots for the Broncos. And look at this 50-50. It's over $60,000. That's incredible.
It's Flin Flon.
We're not even. We still got like 3/4 of the game to go here.
And listen, I appreciate what Humboldt did. They got a sponsor, but and this isn't this is better than that, but that's without a sponsor, and that's just hard work by a couple of volunteers. So it's a big part of the Flin Flon way.
Bombers win the faceoff. Can they get the puck out? Mounier playing with it, knocked away by Strome. He'll rip it on target. The save is made here. Again, you got to be sure when you get it on your stick to move it ahead. It comes back to blue line. Held in here by Knutson, the big Humboldt D-man. Knutson spins, throws it to the far side. Picked up by Bernard. Spins, fires. That one blocked in front. Ewan. He'll chip it ahead. Picked up here by Arbery. Mounier wants to go off. He's tired. Arbery all by himself. Made a good move there. Reed Arbery. Zone drag. Backhander. Can't finish. What a great effort, though. And he's going to draw a penalty, Mike.
Yeah. Reed Arbery, just beautiful move.
Took a really good slash there. He's
he's favoring it a bit, but just a really, really nice play. Who's getting this, Rob?
Strizzy's going to get it.
Strizzy,
so
yeah.
Flin Flon will go to the power play. Our Pepsi power play contestant, Penny Beck, is going to get the first chance here tonight.
Penny Beck is our power play quite a bit. Good for her.
She likes Tanner. Big fan of the broadcast. What can I say?
Good for her.
What are you saying, Mike, that I'm hand-picking her?
No, not at all.
Okay, just
I know, because I know you're not.
Flin Flon on the power play here for the first time tonight. Good luck to Penny Beck in attendance here. Puck is back at the blue line. That's picked up by Hugs. They'll feed it back to Ringer. The bounce pass. That's back to Hugs. Just holds it in. Left side for Piccinino. Hugs top right circle. Gruner a drive. Blocked in front. Nice job that time by Strome. Talked about him before the game on the little things that he does. Ringer with the steal. Back out front. There's a chance for Piccinino. Knocked away by Skogstad. Good penalty killing by the Broncos. Flin Flon will work it back to blue line to Gruner. First power play of the game. Hunks out front. Nice pass. Back door for Ringer. Can't shoot it. Lots of traffic in front. There's a chance by Gruner. Got blocked. Piccinino look out. Loses an edge. Falls down. Puck stays in. Ewan tried to chip that back to the net. Came out front. Knocked down by Piccinino. Hunks again. Top of the circle to Gruner, a drive, blocked by Strome. Rebound picked up by Ringer, he can't pot it home. So much traffic in front of that Humboldt net. Gruner at the point. Slings the pass to Hunk, spins, fires, scores! Liam Hunks on the power play. And that makes up for that great chance he had earlier. Look at how it's orchestrated here on the big Jumbotron. Hopefully they can figure this replay out because that's worth taking a look at again. Right back to blue line. And you notice what he did there, Mike? He didn't line up with the big howitzer.
No.
He waited for an opening and the quick shot. You got to put pucks on net. Beautiful goal there by Liam Hunks, his first ever SPHL playoff goal.
I'm going to tell you who deserves a lot of credit on that goal is Rhett Ewan, who was battling in front of the net, and Dazza Mitchell couldn't see it.
So Hunks will get his first of the playoffs. And a nice job by Flin Flon. Special teams, a difference tonight, a shorthanded goal and now a power play goal. As the puck is sent back inside the Broncos zone, Lepper will hold it in. Vincent fires, save made, picked out that time by Mitchell. Flin Flon back on the attack here. There's Joey Lees back out front to Corby, a chance, no fired on target. Stick save made. Muka will grab it in the corner. He's pinned up by Paquette. Puck is then picked up and sent out by Senek. Gruner will get one assist on it. I don't know if he got the second one there, Mike.
I did.
Here's a steal by the Broncos as they're trying to keep the puck, and we'll get to the official on the goal. As soon as we have a moment here, puck set the line. Knocked down here by Muka. Paquette will get it back. That one blocked by Cormier at center. He'll flip the puck back inside the Humboldt zone. On the stick of McElwain. There's McElwain back up the middle to Penrod as he chipped it in. Jakubchuk back to the net. Took a funny hop, but good work by Leopard to knock it down. He'll feed it ahead here. Here's Brehot. Back to Seitz. Out front to Hahn. It's just rebound score! Leopard! And it's 3-0 Flin Flon. The youngsters getting it on the act.
Absolutely.
Luke Lepper, another dynamite goal. And how about the play of Hahn and Brehot? Hahn, the key on that one. We mentioned his 53 points at Tisdale. He gets a big assist on the third Bomber goal there, Mike Slip.
Exciting that these fellas are going to be with the Bombers next year. Ryder Ringer, by the way, got the assist, the other assist on that goal.
Hahn should get one assist on this one. We'll see how they score it. Well, the Bombers get a couple quick goals. They're taking a 3-0 lead with 14:40 to go in this second period. Here's Lepper to center. He's got the third goal as he'll chip the puck in. First of the postseason for him. And the Bombers come back again. A chance that time for Ringer. Bombers are buzzing now. Ringer spins, fires. And Mitchell's got it as he'll make the save and hang on with 14:25 to go. Here's the play there. Hahn got the first chance and got stopped, and the rebound came right back out front. And they're going to get Brehot an assist on that one as well.
On and Brehot,
So how about that? A couple of the call-ups tonight.
They've been playing very good. Brehot especially. His Hans, no, he played last game, I think, in Humboldt. But yeah, they good-looking young hockey players.
14:25 to go, second period. Shots are now 18-15 for the Bombers. And the ridge on Amos got the face-off. Bombers knock it down. Luke Lepper with a third goal will keep it in. There's Muka in the corner. Goes through the legs here. Gruna. The Broncos will flip the puck ahead. Jakubchuk back inside his own zone. He'll knock it down. Played it back to Lepper. Here's a quick chance to Muka. He'll chip it back in deep. Olsen with Gruder on top of him. Olsen will pick it up. Moves it ahead to Stromey. Stromey will put the puck back across the Bomber line. There's Muka. Back of the net. Picked up here by Lepper. Lepper to Gruner. Gruner try to tap it out. Here's a chance now for Cormier. Cormier will pick it up inside the Humboldt zone. Feeds it back up front. Gruner a chance. Ripped it over top of the net. Great setup that time again. The Bombers getting some good looks here in this second period. Here's Paquette. Sends it right back in. Lepper to pick it up. Back of his own net. Had to be careful. Jakubchuk bounces it around the boards. Cormier. Headmans it to Lees. Lees to center. Here's the pass to Muka. A little bit ahead of him, but he'll grab it anyway. Try to come back up front. Lepper. There's a chance to score again. Cormier. He'll Lepper home. And look out. It's 4-0 Flin Flon.
Wow. Nobody happier in the building than Carter Cormier. He's been snake bit.
He certainly has, but right place at the right time.
Yeah.
And how about that pass by Luke Lepper there, Mike Schlepp?
Unbelievable. I think maybe Muka got some of that with an assist too. Not sure, going to listen for it, but 4-0. Wow.
Every single goal by the Bombers has been the first. Piccinino, Hunks, Lepper, and Cormier all with their first. Media timeout. Brent Komosko trying to settle his team down. We'll take a break and come back with more pandemonium here at the Whitney Forum on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear. There's always delicious food items to try out at your local McDonald's.
That's pretty good.
Walmart location. Brand new to the menu include the cheesy jalapeno bacon quarter pounder, the smoky maple bacon breakfast sandwiches. How about something just in time with summer on the horizon? Tropical and watermelon lime fruit splashers and the peach passion smoothie. And how about another brand new menu item, the cinnamon swirl. Try one today. A buttery brioche roll swirled with cinnamon filling and topped with delicious cream cheese. Brand new with the classic cinnamon taste. Your McDonald's location at Walmart, once again offering curbside pickup, so don't forget to download the app, collect McDonald's rewards for free food, sit and relax in the comfort of your own vehicle, and await your order. McDonald's, wishing the Flin Flon Bombers all the best through this year's playoff run.
There are many reasons to get new furniture, but if you need some help convincing yourself, Creighton Furniture is there to show you some new and interesting items that may just scream you. Furniture is the backdrop to our lives, for sitting and sleeping, but also to express our sense of style. And as our needs change, so should our furniture. You can stop teasing yourself with pictures of someone else's stuff. Drop it in Furniture today and get some drool-worthy pieces of your own. They're here, they're local, and they have it all. Creighton Furniture, make it your first stop. You're on.
Alrighty, back on the media timeout here. The Broncos have the puck inside the Flin Flon zone, trying to answer one of these goals. They got a chance up front. Huey will pop that one wide, picked up here by Marsden. He didn't get much on it. Huey gets back over there to keep it in, hits Marsden. Marsden gets a big stick on that one, and he'll chip it back down the ice. Olsen races back to get it inside the Humboldt zone. Had a guy on him, gets rid of it to center ice. There's Kennedy. Can't pick it up. He'll knock Tanchuk to the ice. The puck is underneath him. Picked up here by Kennedy. He'll flip it back to Olsen, who then swings that pass back across the Bomber line. Hunks breaks that one up. Tanchuk played it back to Muka. An assist on that last goal as he rattles that one inside the Humboldt zone. There's Cormier. He'll play it in for Muka. Muka tried to knock that away from Olsen back. That puck was picked up and fired to the blue line. Gruner held in it for the time being. Now it's taken away by Kennedy. He's knocked out on the play. Good body check that time by Hunks. Puck put back inside the Flin Flon zone. Stopped here by keeper. Tanchuk had a guy on him, but got rid of it to Muka. He'll give it quickly to Gruner. Gruner flying now across the Humboldt line. Gets a quick shot kicked away that time by Mitchell. Starasky, he's knocked to the ice, and he'll get right back up and play it. Here comes Stelbaski. He'll flip it in. Luke Lepper, back of the Bomber net. Goal-ended assist tonight. Played that one back to Muka. Up the left side, broken up by Paquette. He'll get it back to center. On the stick of Lepper. He's going to take off across the Humboldt line. Lepper dishes it off. There's a chance. Fired on target by Piccinino. And Mitchell will get his right arm out on that. Puck is loose, back of the Humboldt net, down to 11-12 to go in the second period. Big body check there. Sepp taken down. The Humboldt fans in attendance like that one. There's Paquette. Up the boards. Oh, Ringer had a chance to knock it down off the tip of his stick. Banache back the other way. Banache can't poke it away from Jakobchuk. Flin Flon back. 3 guys on it. Pass for Piccinino. Out front. Chance up. Scores! 5-0 Flin Flon. And guess what? That's Cohen Steps versus the playoffs as well.
Well, hard to believe. Yeah, they, in that last timeout, I wasn't sure if it was a media timeout or Braden Klomosko called a timeout.
Maybe he did because it didn't seem like it was a full minute.
No.
And you're right, we're 10:52 to go here.
And that being said, I've never seen Braden Klomosko more animated as he was during that timeout.
That's going to come at the 8:08 mark. The Bombers have struck for another goal. Cohen Stent will pick up his first of the playoffs as well. And Flin Flon, 5 goals. All 5 players have scored their first goal of the series in this game. And we talked about that, Mike, as the puck is iced. Needing some secondary offense.
Yeah, and they're getting it.
They certainly are. As we get the announcement on the goal here. Piccinino will get the assist. So Flin Flon has taken a 5-0 lead. Out shooting the Broncos 22-16 on the Ray Truck Amish shot clock.
12-3 this period.
And they're absolutely flying after a very shaky first period tonight. Broncos win this faceoff, and I'll tell you what, you got to keep working hard because there's still plenty of time in this game. Dropped it back-to-back. Oh, wait, he drilled it on target. A good save made by Keeper. Rebound lays in front. Broncos can't clear it out. Knocked down by Lee, so get a couple swipes at it. Arbery overskated. Boy, what a chance he had the last time he was out there. Puck rolls back to center. Arbery can't pick it up. Penrod did it. Rolled back to Knutson. Knutson plays it across the Bomber line. Marsden waited for it. Marsden sends that pass to Arbery. A little bit behind him. He'll get to it and send it back in Humboldt territory. McElwain will race back to pick it up. Couple guys on top of him. He dishes it off quickly. Picked up by Knutson. Here's Knutson up the middle. Poked back across the Bomber line by Bansley. Puck rolled back in the Flin Flon zone. There's Sedek. Like I said, a last-minute replacement. Unfortunate for them, Chapman, a terrific young player, couldn't go tonight, so he takes his spot. Flin Flon will ice it, blown down with 9:43 to go. We should see what's happening out of town tonight. Our McDonald's out-of-town scoreboard. Weyburn has scored, so a 1-0 lead on Battleford after 1. Kindersley Melfort scoreless in the opening period. And I guess that's the only other 2 games going on tonight because the other series is over.
All over.
There's our media timeout. We'll take one quick break, come back with more in the second period. Big night, though, for a lot of Flin Flon Bombers. They're up 5-0, and this is Game 5 of this SPHL quarterfinal on 102.9 CFER and FlinFlonOnline.com.
You want a home where you feel happy, comfortable, and at ease. You don't want to deal with cabin fever in your downtime, and Samsung knows you deserve better. So combat midwinter cabin fever with Samsung at Shane's. Shop for anyone from 3 to 93. You'll find everything you need and everything you want for everyone in your family. From TVs, tablets, and smartphones to home appliances, Samsung helps create a lifestyle that fits you and kicks cabin fever to the curb. Samsung and Shane's at the Utinike Mall in the Paw.
Time out. All right, guys, look at the whiteboard. We're going to do this, and then we're going to do that. Jones, what are you eating? There's 5 seconds left in the game.
5 seconds left. All tied up here, folks. Both teams getting ready for the face-off, and Jones has a piece of Jack Links in his mouth. What is he doing? The puck drops. Jones grabs it. He has some room. He shoots. He scores! The Bombers win.
10 seconds.
Fans are throwing Jack Links onto the ice. This is madness.
Arctic beverages and Jack Links beef jerky. Feed your wild side. You're on.
9:43 to play, second period. 5-0 Flin Flon in front. Who saw this coming? I certainly didn't.
The wave is going, Rob.
Liam Hunks inside his own zone will play this one back. There's Hahn. Across the line, that one knocked away right away. Mamich will pick it up. Broncos back across the Bomber line. They'll feed that one in. There's Skogstad a chance. It'll hit a stick over top of the Bomber net. And Mamich in there quickly to get a hold of it. Throws it out front. hit the stick that time. A keeper. The Bombers will get it back up the middle. Brehot trying to break free here, and Desbro held him up. Desbro will pick it up. Swings the pass back up the middle. Puck will roll back inside the Flin Flon zone. Tanchuk there to get it. And that'll be an icing call against the Broncos. 9:08 to go. 22-17 the shots.
What a turnaround in this period.
Yeah, no kidding. They're really back on their heels the first. Well, you saw it.
We talked about their defense not playing well. They haven't had to play defense this period, Rob.
No, they really caught, when they got that second goal by Hunks there on the power play, they really kind of took off after that. Gruner will take the face-off against Benoit. Still a lot of hockey to go. 9:08 to play in the second period here. But an electric atmosphere for sure at the Whitney Forum. That one knocked down the corner. Nice job by Ryder Muka, having a strong game tonight as he's trying to freeze that puck up. But I wonder about the energy of having some guys come back tonight. That was a big factor. Marsden, Arbery, and Semp all back in uniform. Benoit will take the pass, dished it back off. Big hit there on Skogstad by Cormier. Gets his first goal, throwing some body checks. You know, he wanted to be better tonight, and he has been. Flin Flon having a hard time clearing that. The puck is inside the zone. Now dug free. Bombers get 4 away to center, led by Cormier. Cormier dropped it back. Keith Gruner. There's a pass. Nuka slides it back up front. The net was empty. They couldn't tap it home. Broncos quickly back to the other way. Here comes Kate Kennedy across the Bomber line. Kennedy knocked away by Marsden. Nice job there at the last second. Stromey. He'll get it to the corner. Strizzy takes a high stick here. Boy, lucky didn't get a penalty there. Strizzy and Marsden going at each other. The puck is pinned up along the boards. Puck does squirt free. Keith Gruner trying to get a stick on it. Broncos work it out front. Poked away. Good play again by Matthew Keeper. Piccinino doesn't have a stick. He gets the puck back to center, though. Broncos will throw it back across the line. That's grabbed here by Kennedy. He'll rip that one wide. Picked up by Marsden, back of the net. Marsden up the boards. There's Piccinino's backhander, and that's knocked away at center ice and fed back inside the Flin Flon zone. Mounier will jump on that. Gets it back to Ringer at center. Paquette will chase down the loose puck deep in Humboldt territory. Off the boards. Got a chance here. This is Huey across the line. He gets it in. Look out. Big hit there. Bodies flying all over the place as Penrod gets a chance. Out of the corner, Huey will shoot that one off the left shoulder of Matthew Keeper. Penalty coming up against the Bombers. Mad scramble, and they're going to get a penalty here, Mike Slett. Going to be a holding call. And I think Yakupchuk is going to go to the box for the second time this game. And we got somebody, a Bronco helmet laying over the ice. Did you see what happened there?
No, I think that might have been that hit Cormier threw.
Oh, maybe. Yakupchuk will take the penalty. Humboldt on the power play for the third time tonight.
There was bodies flying, sticks flying, helmets flying, pucks flying. It was mayhem down there.
7:29 to go, second period. Shots 22-19 Flin Flon, the original Amish shot clock, and it's a 5-0 Flin Flon lead. As all 5 scorers have picked up their first in the playoffs tonight, but again, like I said, Mike, there's a lot of time on the clock.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And this Humboldt Bronco team, well coached, very good club. You've got to do everything you can not to let them back in this game.
Absolutely.
Benoit against Ringer. I mean, look at Flin Flon. They came back from a couple 2-goal deficits on the road and made things interesting. Bombers will get a hold of it. They'll send it the length of the ice. And Knudsen will pick it up. Here's Knudsen. He'll swing that pass quickly. Broncos across the Bomber line. They're offside. Bansley. And that's blown down here with 1:44 to go in the power play. 7:13 remaining in the second period.
Right. Braden Klamosko letting the linesman know he didn't think it was offside, but he's doing it with a smile on his face.
Benoit will take the face off. Well, they missed a few offsides for the last time they were here. Benoit against Gruner. I'll never forget that as long as I live. An intentional offside when you're killing a penalty. Here's Keith Gruner shorthanded across the Humboldt line. Hangs on. That one hits the stick, goes to the corner. Picked up here by Mamich. Band on it. Semp came over, took it from him. He'll bounce it off the boards. Look out, a funny hop. And Mitchell had to get back in position to make the save. Knudsen will grab the puck. 1:23 to go in the Humboldt power play. It's under 7 minutes to go in the second period. Broncos fire it in. Keeper will knock that to the corner. Picked up by Lepper. Down the ice it goes. Hit a skate. Piccinino already a short-handed goal tonight. Oh, he had a chance to feed it to Gruner, and he lost the handle. McElwain will get it back. That's knocked down the Bomber blue line. 2-on-1 short-handed. Piccinino gets a stick on it. Piccinino hangs on. Shoots. Dazza Mitchell there. Great chances again as they'll work it back to the Bomber blue line. And Luke Lepper waits for it. Hard off the boards. Picked up by Piccinino. By himself. Here's Anthony Piccinino. Spins. Fires that one wide. What a game he's had.
Yeah.
Still 42 seconds remaining in the Humboldt power play. Michelino's just, he's been everywhere. Knocked that one down back of the net, trying to make something happen. McElwain will get it back. Here's McElwain inside his own zone. Feeds it back to Kennedy. Kennedy to center. Ripped it inside the Flin Flon zone. 28 seconds to go in the Humboldt power play. Puck broke it up. They can't clear it out. Now it's, well, look like it's going to come up, but good job again by Paquette, the veteran D-man. Back of the Bomber net. Kennedy will try to set things up. Back to blue line. It goes back away. Big fires. That would hit Arbery. He has the puck down the ice. It goes. 11 seconds remaining in the Humboldt power play. Picked up here by McElwain, the big D-man. He'll circle inside his own zone. Here comes McElwain. Dropped it back to Paquette. Power play over. Kennedy across the Bomber line. Broncos still have a control of the play. Yakubchuk out of the box. There goes somebody's stick. Not sure who that belonged to. Kennedy. He'll skate to the bench. Here's Yakubchuk. Setting it towards the front of the Humboldt net. And the save made here by Dazza Mitchell. Belfort scored. They've got a 1-0 lead on Kindersley. That's midway through the opening period. And Weyburn, like I said, continues to lead Battleford 1-0 in the second. Those are both potential elimination games here tonight.
Let me tell you, I think Marsden is having his best game maybe of the year tonight. He is playing so good, solid, and maybe it's because he got interviewed by you, Rob.
No, I think he's just jacked up and happy to be back in the lineup.
I think you're right.
Broncos win the faceoff. They'll take off up the ice. Oh, big hit here! As Seitz takes a good run at Penrod. Penrod, though, stayed on his feet. He's a really good young player. Now he gets tag team. He goes down. Seitz will get back in there. Penalties coming up here again. Who's going to get this one? And well, we got Penrod coming over. He's drilled somebody in front of the Flin Flon bench. And we got pandemonium here, Mike Slippin. Sometimes when scores get a little bit out of hand.
That's exactly what's happening here.
You see this, and guys don't like the hits, right?
I tell you, Senek, like, Marsden's just standing there smiling, holding Senek back. He's not a big guy, Senek.
He's getting in the lead. It's his first chance to play in the series, so penalty going to be handed out to Senek. We'll see if there's anybody else that's going.
Marsden's on his way over.
Penrod that made his way there, sorry. Penrod will go. Marsden will go here for Flin Flon. And there's Senek there as he'll take the penalty, favoring his leg a little bit. We'll see if Flin Flon gets the upper end on these power plays or not. But 4:56 to go, Mike. And boy, what electricity in the Whitney Forum tonight. I bet there's no place you'd rather be.
I see our friend's got his whistle back. There is no place I'd rather be tonight, Rob. You're absolutely right.
So I just wonder what's going to happen here. Nothing's been put up on the board here yet.
Is there?
There's two guys in the box here for Humboldt, one guy in there for Flin Flon, so I'm not sure. Bombers have 5 guys out there, though.
Broncos got the extra 2 here, Rob.
So that means it's going to be another Pepsi power play contestant here tonight. And our Pepsi power play contestant, none other than Todd Sims.
I can see Todd from here.
A personal friend of Mike Slips.
Yeah, I see him down there.
Gets his products at Walmart. Our good luck to Todd. We should congratulate Penny Beck. She won a 12-pack of Pepsi. Mike Slip will deliver that.
He probably owns shares in Pepsi, Rob.
Well, that's good. You can deliver that 12-pack. She'll enjoy that. Todd Sims, their contestant. Bombers on the power play for just the second time tonight. Anthony Petchino out front. Gruder, a one-timer. Good save there by Mitchell. He'll kick that one out. Puck will go to the corner. Picked up here by Ringer. Back of the net, but intercepted this time by Desbro. And look out, a shorthanded opportunity now for Scottstown. He comes back out front to Stromey. Stromey gets it in deep before Hunks will get it back. And he'll feed that pass to Piccinino. Back to Hunks at center. Here's Liam Hunks. Feeds it back to Gruder. He'll dump that back inside Humboldt territory. Piccinino raced after it. Broke it up back to the Humboldt net. Picked up here. Fired off the boards by Knudsen. Oh, it hit Ringer and stayed in. But now grabbed by Desbro, and he'll feed it back down the ice. 1:17 to go in the power play. 4:10 remaining in the second period. Flin Flon in front, 5-0. Puck bounced off the boards. Keeper will make the save. Here's Huey. He's got to be careful here. He'll dish it back of the net. And picked up by Sem. A goal and an assist for him tonight. Here's the quick pass to Ringer. Ringer, like we mentioned, leading all point getters with 8 coming into the game tonight. Back of the goal. Cormier out front looking for the pass. It's knocked away. And down the ice it goes. And Lepper will chase it down. 48 seconds remaining in the power play. Cormier back of his own net. Swings the pass to Tanchuk. Tanchuk to center. Try to come back to Lees. That's broken up by Paquette. Back down the ice inside the Flin Flon zone. Keeper will wait for it. He'll leave it back of the net, picked up here by Luke Lepper. 28 seconds to go. Great penalty kill here by the Broncos. Lepper will grab it at center. He's across the line, sends it back in deep. McElwain is there. Knocked down and held in here by Lees. Kennedy got it. Puck finally set out. Tanchuk will knock it down. He'll flip it back in, and that will leave 10 seconds remaining in the power play. Paquette gets a hold of it. Back down the ice. And Flin Flon really no chances to set up here at all in this power play.
No, not at all. Good job by the Broncos.
Here's Tanchuk. Back to center. One last chance. Across the line. He'll bring it in deep. Weak shot wide of the mark. Power play over. Back to 5 aside. Flin Flon 1 for 2 in the game. Olsen back on his heels inside the zone. Sight saw that one, knocked it down, tried to pin it up along the wall. Arbery will chip it in, down to 2.5 remaining here in the second period. There's Senek out of the box. Puck is put back inside the Flin Flon zone. Senek knocked down and behind the play. The crowd will cheer that. Skogstad knocked it down. But Jakubchuk took it right away. Flin Flon will jump on it. Jakubchuk with Muka. That looks offside to me. Muka was ahead of him, but they missed it. Muka back of the net. Back up front. There's a chance. Good save. Mitchell on the short side that time by Leo Seitz. Here's Amaral. Lifted it back across the Flin Flon line. Mounier. Got to come back to Seitz, but Banoche takes it off his stick. Throws it back up the middle. There's Arbery with the interception. Reed Arbery across the line. Loses the handle. Comes back here to Olsen. He'll flip it back at the Flin Flon zone. Stromey bumping with Jakubchuk. Stromey in the corner. Comes back to blue line. Knocked down by Knutson. Spins, fires. That one wide stick side. Banoche after it. Battling a Piccinino. He'll keep it in deep. You know the Broncos want to press to get a late goal and try and get some momentum here for this third period. Flin Flon will try to keep them at bay as they'll flip it out. There's Knutson. Broke it up at his own blue line. Nice pass to Banoche at center. Banoche across the line. Shoots that one. Hit a stick. Went wide. Strizzy gets a chance, and there's Matthew Keeper, and now we got Mounier mixing it up here with Banoche. And we could see a lot more of this in the third period, Mike, depending on what the score, how the score continues to go here tonight.
Yeah, you're right. The Broncos want to set the tone, I would think, but they got to be careful. They showed there that Penrod, Senek on Marsden was a little undisciplined, and they paid the price, although the Bombers really didn't have much of a power play there.
No, they didn't. 1:26 to go in the second period. 25-22 the shots for Flin Flon. The Ridge on Anima shot clock, but more importantly, they've been able to get 5 past Daz and Mitchell somehow tonight. Cormier. And how about the great saves that Mitchell made early in this game?
Yeah.
Nice chance by Liam Hunks. He stopped him. He stopped Cormier. He made some big saves early in this game as well. Lepper poked it back to Gruner. He stopped Gruner a couple times tonight as well. Flin Flon will dump it in. Puck comes back to center ice. That's Gruner. He'll lead that back to Lepper. Swings that pass. Here's Hunks. He'll send it in with a minute remaining in the second period. Ryder Muka can't hold it in. He'll force Lepper back to center. He gets a hold of it, and he sends it back in. They got Muka mixing it up with McElwain behind the play. Sticks came up a little bit high there, and Muka might be getting a penalty maybe. Desbro comes over. I think he whacked McElwain in the face.
McElwain's had a couple of... he's gone to his face a couple.
Well, he hit him in the face with a high stick there.
McElwain trying to pick his glove up. Gruner just knocks it away.
Surprised there wasn't a penalty handed out. Maybe the official didn't see it, but 46.4 seconds to go.
I think they called an icing there. Oh, no.
Face off back at the Flin Flon zone. Shots in the period are 69 Flin Flon.
$19,000 here now for the 50-50.
Amaral to take the draw against Ringer to the right of the Bomber netminder, Matthew Keeper. Ringer sent. And Piccinino was the forward group. Ringer brings that pass back to Piccinino. Piccinino will chip the puck in, high off the glass. Olsen, deep in Humboldt territory, knocks it down. 30 seconds to play. Second period, off the glass. Chance for Senek as he'll break in, knocked away, but held in. No, they're going to say it didn't.
That puck has gone into the Bronco bench a couple of times tonight, Rob.
Penrod a good chance there, but like you said, it came in the bench. They'll blow it down. 23.8 seconds to go in this second period. And the atmosphere, second to none here at the Whitney Forum tonight. Fans jumping in their seats like Mike Slip indicated earlier. Doing the wave. Haven't seen that against since last year's playoffs. Might have been last year's league final against the Mustangs.
Yeah.
Olsen Spins, hammers off the glove. Good save. Rebound, though, in front of the Bomber net. There's Semp. Semp in the corner, tied up here. Bombers trying to dig it free. Hamrall will knock Marston to the ice, and even when Marston's on the ice, he's still tough to get that puck away from.
He's almost as tall as Penrod, and when he's on his knees. I like how Penrod plays, though, Rob.
He's a good young player.
He sure is.
Like I said, Mike, they're going to have a good team again next year.
Absolutely.
They got a lot of good young guys coming back.
Yeah, they sure do.
Unfortunate for them losing Chapman tonight because, well, they might lose him to the Western League next year anyway, but he's been a terrific player for them in this series. Very, very good, skilled guy. Nothing against Senek, but, I mean, Chapman's been one of their guys that has really impressed me.
Yeah.
The first few games here. Banash will take the face-off against Gruner to the right of the netminder, Matthew Keeper. Off the face-off, there's a chance for Strizzy. That got blocked. Banash back down in the corner by Gruner. Look out, he gets tackled here. They're going to get more penalties, maybe handed out as Strobey came over on top of him, and now Piccinino's fixing it up here back to the net.
This is going to be interesting.
So the one Bronco, Banash, is down. He looks like he's shaken up here. Strobey then jumped on Gruner, who was on top of him. Banash is at the bottom of that pile. He takes the worst of it. Period's over, Mike. What a wild one it was. The Bombers score 4 more times. We'll take a 5-0 lead here after 40 minutes of play. Our second intermission show for the Co-op straight ahead. I hope Banash is all right.
Yeah, he's struggling to get up.
You're listening to Creighton Furniture Flin Flon Bomber Hockey here on 102. Oh, I hope he's all right.
Yeah, he's really struggling.
You're listening to Creighton Furniture Flin Flon Bomber Hockey on 102.9 CFER and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Help make your smile be the best it can be with Spring Hill Dental, offering a wide variety.
We've got 7 to go here for the period.
They bring the denture expertise of Minute and Coster Denturists from Winnipeg. They do dentures, repairs, relines, and new complete and partial dentures. Maintain your smile by scheduling an appointment in person at their location at Atinica Mall or by calling 204-623-1999. Spring Hill Dental, open Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and open until 4 p.m. on Fridays.
Spring Hill Dental in the paw.
Hot honey.
Huh?
Me?
Wait, who are you calling honey?
The new hot honey chicken sandwich from KFC. That signature filet topped with 100% pure honey and chili peppers plus crispy jalapenos.
Sweet with heat.
So you see,
when you were...
And then I was...
It was all a comedic misunderstanding.
But there is no misunderstanding. The hot honey chicken sandwich from KFC is so good.
Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers in the SJHL playoffs, and we know they'll play tough like the Ford F-150, the toughest truck on the market for over 45 years and counting. Northland Ford is helping the community cheer on the Bombers as they fight to bring a championship back home where it belongs, and will provide you with the best selection to choose from in the North for the North. Northland Ford, the dealership you tell your friends about.
You're on.
All right, welcome back to Whitney Forum there, Mike. Not a second period that I was expecting. I don't know about you.
No way. Not after that first period. Rod, just before we start here, I just noticed not only the Bronco that was hurt there, but Zach Beansley is really struggling. I can still see him in the tunnelway there, having a hard time walking.
Yeah, and maybe he's trying to maybe stretch it out or something.
Yeah, he was struggling getting off the ice, so hopefully these two fellas are okay.
Well, I mean, we talked to both coaches. We talked about it before the game. Players are dropping like flies on both these teams.
Yeah, it's, as I said, it's a war of attrition, and but I don't know what to say about that period, Rob.
Well, let's run down the goals. So Flin Flon led it 1-0 after one. The shorthanded goal by Piccinino. And again, Humboldt had a really good first period tonight, but Flin Flon caught the fire. That power play goal by Liam Hunks has changed the whole dynamic of this game. He scores his first from Gruner and Ringer at 4:05. Flin Flon really got the crowd behind them. They made it 2-0. Lepper would come back with his first from Hahn and B-Rot at 5:19. Then right after that at 6:35, Cormier gets his first from Muka as well as Lepper. And then Cohen Semp is the recipient of a beautiful Anthony Piccinino pass, his first in the playoffs at 8:08. And basically the Bombers scoring 4 goals in a span of just over 4 minutes. Mike Slip, pure pandemonium. The Bombers caught fire, got some great chances, got them behind the Bronco defense, and They just, I think, maybe overwhelmed them there for that 4 or 5 minute stretch.
Yeah, absolutely, they did, and it's exactly what the Bombers needed after the 2 losses in Humboldt. They needed to come out, and but there's still 20 minutes, Rob. You never know. You never, ever know, and you know that these Humboldt Broncos won't give up, and they got to keep their cool. That's one thing, but they're capable.
Shots in the second period, 16-9 Flin Flon, a 2-period total of 26. The Broncos, a 2-period total of 22. And special teams a big factor because not only has Flin Flon got a power play goal, but they got a shorthanded goal as well. So Flin Flon 1 for 2 on the power play. Humboldt right now 0 for 3. And when the Flin Flon Bombers led after 2 periods of play in the regular season this year, Mike, they were 31-0. When they lead after the second period here in the playoffs, they're 2-0 as well. And they got 5 goals to work with tonight, but again, you can't take anything for granted. And again, if you're Humboldt, you got to win this third period outright because you got Game 6 back there Monday night.
Absolutely.
Where they played very well, obviously.
And as I say, it wasn't like he was, I don't think Braden Klamosko gets angry, but he was sure animated on that bench after they took that time out or whatever it was, if it was immediate or not. But he's in there getting his players ready for this third period.
We'll take a quick break. The Yorkton Terriers have advanced to the second round of the playoffs. We'll talk with their coach, Emery Olofsson, next. That's coming up with more of the Second Intermission Show here on 102.9 CFAR and FlintFlonOnline.com.
Clear. Hudbay is proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber broadcast. From donations for bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much more, Hudbay has supported our community with dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hudbay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
And good evening and welcome to our second intermission here tonight as we're joined by the victorious head coach of the Yorkton Terriers, Emery Olofsson. His team punching their ticket to the next round of the playoffs with a hard-fought 2-1 overtime victory against the Melville Millionaires last night, and of course wrap up the series 4-1. First and foremost, Emery, good to talk to you again, and congratulations. I know it's never easy to win in the playoffs, and even though you win it in 5, I know it wasn't easy. Melville played you pretty tough.
Oh man, the whole series was razor thin. Obviously, there's 2 3-goal victories in the series, with game 1 going to us 4-1, and Melville winning game 3 5-2. But all 3 of the other games were 1-goal games, 2 of them in overtime. Just tight hockey. Amazing pace to the series, and the Highway 10 rivalry, kind of just adding that atmosphere in both rinks. I think average attendance over the course of the 5 games was over 1,800 fans, with us topping up at over 2,000, over 1,900, and then 2,000 again last night. It was just it was an amazing run of about a week, and we're very fortunate to earn ourselves some rest now, because like I said, it was hard fought, tight checking, what a series.
Now, you mentioned, of course, the 2,000 fans of both buildings. Of course, you've coached a lot of different programs. You've been involved in a lot of different leagues, Emery. Where does this series win rank up for you personally amongst the different places that you've coached?
Oh, that's a hard one. I mean, you're catching me pretty fresh off of a big win. I think this has got to be at the top, not just because it just happened last night, but because of the where it started and where it's gotten to in Yorkton. Taking a bit of a leap of faith last year and going to an organization that, we didn't know the players, and my family and I moving to Yorkton just a couple of days before camp start, or I should say 1 day before camp started, and, running our family operation out of a hotel for 18 days until we found a home to buy. And then midway through the season, running out of money. Well, we didn't run out of money, but the Terriers ran out of money and went bankrupt. And then to kind of just see the transformation of the whole community and the organization and the team on the ice. It's just been special to be a part of. And then, you cram all those people that care about the Terriers and the Millionaires into into the buildings for five awesome days of hockey over the course of a week, and then to come out on top, it just felt like a massive step forward for our organization, for our on ice products, but also just kind of personally, it felt pretty rewarding last night.
Well, the one thing about your team, the one thing about hockey and life that they're so connected is battling adversity. You've had your fair share of it. You mentioned just the situation in the off season, but of course you've had all kinds of things happen this year, from losing 6 points at the beginning of the year to having players walk right off your roster, to a lot of injuries to impact guys, Emery. But you've been able to. Your team has done just a wonderful job coming through adversity this year. It's been really fun to see, and really a pleasure to watch your program escalate to what it's done.
Yeah, it's a compliment. I thank you for the compliment, and to be honest with you, I got to pass it right along to our leaders, some of which are currently, on the sidelines. We'd expect Jeff Hammond will return in round 2, so I think that was a motivating factor for our guys to give him, another kick at the can in his 20-year-old season. But yeah, you're right. The amount of obstacles to overcome this year. Obviously, the forfeiture and those points get taken away from us. That could have been crippling. We went from first place in the league to 9th, and honestly, maybe it galvanized us. And we kind of looked at it at the end of the season and said, well, maybe everything happens for a reason, because if we had those 6 points, we wouldn't be playing Melville in the first round. So from an organization standpoint, there couldn't have been a better outcome than ending up in the 4th spot against Melville. We still got home ice advantage. We got 3 big playoff gates, and because of the close proximity, we haven't spent a lot of time on the bus back and forth. No hotels. Sleeping in bed every night in the first round. It's rare. I think in the course of the rivalry, Melville and Yorkton meet about once a decade, and we got very fortunate to get that matchup.
Well, when they meet, it's always a special thing. No better rivalry in the SJHL. Let's talk about some of your players there, Emery. I mean, you've battled a ton of injuries throughout this year. I mean, I'm going to talk about your captain, Denwye. I know he got hurt towards the end of the season. He came back, and a lot more to this guy than just putting the puck in the net. He kind of makes he's really the piston that fires your team, is he not?
Yeah, he's probably the engine that moves there. He's just he's an amazing person. He's in just incredible shape. Desi, like I said earlier, when you have to battle through adversity, and when you're faced with these tough obstacles, losing two top 5 scorers in the league after the trade deadline, there's so many things that when you look back on the course of a regular season, that should have been the end of our dream of a deep playoff. The 6 points, that could have been. There's so many things where as coaches you can be mentally tough, but it's got to filter down into the dressing room. The message has to be not only relayed but believed, and there's no better guy, in my opinion, and maybe in my coaching career, to go through a season like this than Jaron Denwye. He's just so resilient. He's so mentally tough. And you top it off, he follows by example. He leads by example. He's not just one of those spiritual leaders that tells the guys, to believe in themselves. He creates the belief by working hard, and a lot of the 36 wins we had on the season were a large credit to Jaron and his hard work and his clutch scoring and all that kind of stuff. So no, you can't say enough about the kid. He himself has kind of come through adversity, and he got traded from the AJHL. We actually picked him up for what I would say pennies on the dollar from Fort McMurray as a 19-year-old that wanted to see some more opportunity last year, and he's helped change our organization.
Well, he's a special player for sure. A couple other guys I want to talk about, Emery. Tate Schofer. This guy has battled injuries. He's a premier guy. How many more games would you have won last season this year if he would have been able to play every day for you? He's been great. And, of course, a lot was made of that trade last year when you sent Sleeva to the Melfort Mustangs. Of course, it helped them win the league. I don't know if as many people realize just how good of a player David Coyle was. He's showing you this year throughout the playoffs. Those two guys have been a big, big part of your success, too, I think, the last little while.
Yeah, I mean, Clay Sleeva was our captain. I think he was the biggest piece, the biggest moving piece of any puzzle last year at the trade deadline. Obviously, all top four teams in the SJHL who were interested in adding Clay. Obviously, you know, he's a playoff performer. He's a super competitive kid. And even though he didn't finish his 20-year-old season with his, I mean, he's not a hometown guy, but he's from right up the road in Kenora. What he did for our organization is lasting because, I mean, he agreed to go. It was his dream to be a Terrier. He was the captain of the Terriers, and when it was time to say, you know what, you can do more for yourself and for the Yorkton Terriers if you move on and give yourself a chance to win a championship. Clay got behind that idea, and yeah, we did a lot of research because of the asset that we were moving out. We knew we had to collect big, and Melfort was willing to pay. And it isn't just David Coyle. It's David Coyle, Thomas Reese, who I think is the best 18-year-old defenseman in the SJHL. I think he should have won Rookie of the Year personally. He's just a phenomenal 200-foot player that blocks shots, plays on the power play penalty kill. He's a 25-minute night rookie on a good team. And then we got Cale Johns as well, and a second-round pick. So Cale Johns played in our series clinching game last night. He's going to factor in. To me, he's a future Jaron Denwyer. And yeah, that trade, again, you talk about, you know, things that changed our organization. Clay Sleeva changed our organization when we were able to package him up, send him on to Melfort. Melfort wins the championship. I think everyone's happy. I can't imagine Melfort's going, we lost that trade, because without Clay Sleeva, they don't win a championship, and without Clay Sleeva, we don't have a season like we did this year either.
No, well said for sure. Quickly, Emery, before we let you go, I know you're going to enjoy the rest before the next round. Do you care who you play next?
No, I care, but I'm not going to tell you who I want to play the most, because that would jinx it. But no, I mean, the four teams left standing after this first round of playoffs, there's no easy opponent. You see the way Humboldt's playing Flin Flon. I mean, I don't think anyone in their right mind would choose to play against Dazza Mitchell at his best. Weyburn's a tough team to beat. Flin Flon and Melfort obviously have earned top two spots. They're both league finalists. There's a ton of experience on both sides, including in their coaching staff. Yeah, we know the tough part's just getting started, but we're sure glad we get to watch tonight and see who, if any series are done. We hope not. It'd be nice to see, each series go a little bit longer and see some wear and tear on the other.
1 minute, 12 seconds.
Yeah, no, I'd hate to choose an opponent and then choose wrong, because everyone left in the playoffs is good, and Melville's no different. Like the 8 teams left in the playoffs were deserving, and when it gets narrowed down to 4, man, it's going to be a gauntlet, and it's going to be some tough hockey ahead of us here.
That's always great SJHL playoff hockey. Like you said, it won't matter who you play. It'll be exciting to watch for sure. Emery, again, congratulations getting the second round. Congratulations on being one of the 3 recipients for Coach of the Year. I will tell you right now, on the air, I did vote for you because I believe that no other team improved more in the past year than your club did. Congratulations on all the great things you're doing in Yorkton, and it's always great to catch up and talk with you. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it. And yeah, we like watching the Bombers for a lot of reasons, but probably the top reason is your call of the game is just so fun and exciting. And yeah, there's a lot of things that make the SJHL great and playoff hockey great. And I'm honored to do an interview with you, Ruff.
You're on.
Great to catch up with Emery, and again, congratulations to the Yorkton Terriers on advancing the second round. There's a chance for Flin Flon right off the hop, and I think, they got the Broncos have made a goaltending change here, Mike. I'm not surprised. Going to get Mitchell tonight the rest of the game. Brady Holtbelt, who, of course, played relief here in Game 1, you might recall, was perfect that night. He makes a big save, and he's a very good backup goaltender. So Holtbelt has come in. Mitchell will watch the rest tonight, and obviously we'll get to start in Game 6.
He's going to be around for a while.
On Monday.
He's going to be around for a while, too, Rob.
Here's a steal by Piccinino back across the Bronco line. He'll walk in, a shot. Holtbelt stopped that. Big rebound. He gets across it. Makes a good left pad save there on Ringer again. This is Arbery back of the net. Tried to come back out front. Not at all surprised that Braden Klamosko did this. Mounier will throw it out front. Arbery off the goal post. Oh, that close to getting his first to playoffs. He rings that one off the bar. Kennedy now will pick it up for the Broncos across the line. That one knocked away here by Mounier. Steady as they come. Played it back to Lees at center. He'll dump that one in. Olsen will pick it up in front of the Humboldt net. Olsen's got it. Broncos swing it back to center. Picked up here by Penrod. Penrod. He'll bring the puck in. Penrod tried to cut down the right side. Still has it. Got a guy out in front, but he couldn't get it to him. That play is broken up. Bombers will flip it ahead. Picked up here by Ewan at center ice. Big hit behind the play. As Huey got knocked to the ice by Arbery. Fans cheer. Here's Penrod back across the Bomber line. It's a shot over top of that hit. Changed direction at the last second. Must have hit a stick. Here comes Brehot for Flin Flon. Brehot back the other way. Brehot, a good move. Brehot down the right side. Get a draw penalty. They throw it out front. Holtbelt will make the save.
Who's he calling this on? The linesman, Ruff?
What do you mean?
He got tangled up with the linesman. I don't think he got tangled up with the Humboldt Bronco. Maybe I'm wrong.
He's calling the penalty.
Yeah,
It's
and no argument, I guess.
holding on Semchishin, the D-man. And the Bombers will go to the power play for the third time. Roger Armstrong, our Pepsi power play contestant this time, gets his products at Walmart as well. Seems to be a hot spot for people that like Pepsi. And we're just underway in the third period. We'll get to our McDonald's out-of-town scoreboard. Almost forgot about that. We'll get to that in our next stop with the play. 28-23, the shots for the Bombers on the Ridge on Amish shot clock. And, of course, they got the 5-0 lead here. 4 goals in a 4-minute span in the second period. The story here tonight is that's ripped into the glove. The save made here by the Bomber netminder Matthew Kiefer. More pushing and shoving in front of the Flin Flon Bomber net. Weyburn's taking a 3-2 lead on Battleford. That's with just over 3 minutes to go in the second period. And Melfort continues to lead Kindersley 1-0 after 1. Again, the Mustangs and Wings both up 3-1. Skogstad to take the face-off here against the Bombers. Joey Lees, a minute 51 to go in the power play. All 5 Bomber goals tonight scored by players that have picked up their first goal of the playoffs. We talked about the secondary scoring. They've got that, at least so far tonight. Lepper goes in on target. Holds it. Will reach down and grab that. Look at this. Another big catastrophe from that Humboldt net. I think this is Mamich. It might be Semp who's tied up with him.
They've been going at it a bit tonight.
Well, they're tied up. What's Lees, I guess. I thought it was Semp. I just saw it too, but Lees and Mamich. Probably penalties going to be handed out here to both players by the looks of things.
I think you're right. It is Cohen Semp.
Manitoba Junior Hockey League scores. Winkler, Niverville, they're tied up at 3 in the third. Steinbach needing a win tonight to stay alive. They lead Portage 3-0. And Dauphin leads Wayway. That's an elimination game as well. The Kings up 3-1. They're up on Wayway 2-1 after 2.
Yeah, it was Cohen Semp who took that penalty for the Bombers.
Him and Mamich will go, and it'll stay. The original penalty still up there for a minute 38.
Trying to keep my eye open for Enosh.
Face-off comes back. They might just give him a rest for the rest of the night as well. Piccinino along the left-hand boards. He'll hang on to it. Piccinino throws it in the corner for Ewan back of the net. Rhett Ewan, the big story here in Game 1, will dish that back to Piccinino. Hunks has it at the blue line. Brings the pass back over to Ringer. Along the boards, that's picked up here by Gruner. Hunks the blue line. Back to Piccinino. Walks in, shoots it. Wide open net, they score! Ryder Ringer at the side of the net. And he's got to the mitts from there. And at another power play goal for Flin Flon. And for Ryder Ringer, he continues his torrid pace. That's his 5th goal. And the Bombers seem to have their mojo working at least tonight, Mike Slip.
They sure do. After that first period, we were sort of questioning the Bombers' game tonight, but turned it around and 6-0.
So Ryder Ringer actually gets his 2nd point of the night, so he now has 10 points in the playoffs. And as we get the announcement of the power play goal, the first one to beat Brady Holbert tonight. Bombers will hammer that back in. Holbert will stop that to the corner. Big body check there. Sight steps into his guy. Probably the Humboldt captain kicked it ahead. It comes back to center. Moutier's got it. Played it back to Brehot. This is Sykes. Bruner will get the assist on it. And the only assist by the sounds of it. But a 6-0 Flin Flon lead just underway in the 3rd period tonight.
Yeah, good to see Benosh is out on the ice.
And Marsden's going after somebody here. That might be Strizzy that he's battling with. I think it is.
Look at the size of Marsden.
Strizzy not a small guy either.
No.
So 16:21 to go, 3rd period. The official on the power play goal, Ryder Ringer's 5th of the playoffs. Keith Gruner the assist, and congratulations to Roger Armstrong, who wins himself a 12-pack of Pepsi because of that power play goal. The sight there is Benosh, you're right to take the face-off to something outside the blue line. I don't think you're going to be able to keep him out of the lineup.
No, I'm happy to see him back.
Here's Paquette. Back to center ice. Strizzy will pick this up. So the big unit out there for Humboldt, trying to get some offense, at least trying to win this 3rd period, no doubt. And prepare for Game 6, which we know will happen regardless of the outcome tonight in Humboldt on Monday. Another penalty coming up here, I think. Marsden, look out, does he want to drop the mitts here? I think he does. He and Strizzy might go at her. Well, Marsden's put him in a headlock now. The gloves, I don't know if the gloves came off. It looked like Marsden wanted to get into it with him.
I don't think no.
No, their gloves are on. This will probably just be roughing both ways, I would think. 3-2, Weyburn in front of Battleford as the 2nd period has just expired tonight. That Crescent Point place, or maybe just the one penalty to Marsden. No, he's signaling roughing both ways. Strizzy doesn't like the call. And he'll take a penalty as well. Flin Flon, 2 for 3 on the power play tonight. Got a shorthanded goal as well. And
as they say, Rob, you want the Humboldt Broncos to keep their cool, and same with the Bombers for that matter, but Bombers just want to be very, very careful about suspensions and also injuries.
That's just it, I mean, a game that you played so well in, don't do anything stupid.
Yeah, neither of these teams can afford either.
Game 6 is not very far away.
And they've got quite a few guys, both teams, out of the lineup.
Yeah, no question about it. Face off back inside the Flin Flon zone, the left of Matthew Keeper. Tremendous crowd here at the Whitney Forum tonight. Coincidental liners being handed out to Strizzy and Marsden. So for the first time tonight, we're going to see 4-on-4 hockey. Strizzy will get his helmet brought back to him. And we're going to get a face-off eventually. That's one thing that's improved tonight. The linesmen dropping the puck when they're supposed to.
Yeah. Was it like that in Humboldt?
It was ridiculous. The fans there weren't impressed either in both buildings about all that junk that they've been doing. Puck is sent back to the Flin Flon net, but they've been a lot better tonight. Actually, a well-officiated game, if you ask me.
I think you're right, yeah.
Here's the pass sent back to Lepper. I know both teams are concerned about the amount of penalties being called as well, but I mean, sometimes it's you do something, referee's going to call it.
Yeah, the penalty's a penalty.
Exactly. Here's the pass up the middle. That's intercepted here by Paquette. He'll swing across the bottom line. Paquette looked like he was going to get in there, but puck rolled away from it at the last second. 6-0 Flin Flon, a power play goal by Ryder Ringer here in the 3rd period. And got the Bombers in front now by 6 as McElwain will take his time and hang on to it here inside his own zone. Now he swings the pass. Here's Amaral. He had a big goal in game number 4. Amaral nonetheless gets in and gets a chance. That got blocked. Mounier can't get a stick free, so he'll kick it ahead. That's grabbed by Gruner. Backhand pass to Ringer, but tipped away from him. There's Liam Hunks. What a game he's had tonight. Liam Hunks, nice pass on the tape to Lee. Spins, that gets blocked. Amaral, he's got the rebound back the other way. Here's the pass. Skogstad tried to get in there tight. Mounier again held him off at the pass. Here's Ewan. Look out. Take it down here. That's a knee by Amaral. He's going to get called. See, that's a penalty.
Yeah.
Flin Flon about to go back on the power play again. Here's the pass to Lees. He'll bring it across the Humboldt line. Down the right side. Gets a shot. Rebound came right back out front. Good chance for Ewan. And thank goodness he's okay. Those knee-on knees are the ones that always
he was
scare me.
able to sneak by it a little bit.
I think he must have saw it coming, but if you get caught knee-on-knee, look out.
It's bad.
Another Pepsi Power Play contestant tonight. Mel Rostruck will be our Pepsi Power Play contestant.
Zach Dansley trying to work that, whatever that injury is out. I don't think he's played a shift yet this period, but he was just out there giving it a try.
Mel gets her products at the Red Apple. So Flin Flon 2 for 3. We'll see if they can make it 3 for 4 tonight. 14:26 to play in the third period. The shots are now 31-23 in favor of the Bombers on the Ridge on Amherst shot clock. And we got helmets coming across. I think they brought Smithson the wrong helmet before and had to go and switch it. Now we're taking it back to the bench again. Anyway, Flin Flon going to be a 4-on-3 power play here, Mike. So we've got a little bit of open ice here to work with.
Yeah.
Off the face-off, puck will come down the ice, and Flin Flon will have to go back and start things off from square one. Amaral will get the call for tripping, and here comes Lepper back to his blue line. Luke Lepper, smooth skating across the Humboldt line, a treat to watch every game as he'll throw that one in deep to Lees. Back of the goal. Picked up here by Lees. He gets hammered back of the net here. Puck is then intercepted by McElwain, and he'll push it out, the veteran Humboldt D-man. McElwain throws it in. Now a 5-on-4 as both Strizzy and Marston are on the ice. Arbery takes the pass at center. Here's Reed Arbery. Gets across the Humboldt line.
Almost too many men for the
Broncos. A good body check. McElwain will pick it up off the glass. Took a funny hop, picked up here by Ewan, who steps back on the ice. Rhett Ewan across the line will get that puck in neat. McElwain took it from him, hammered around the boards. Hunks can't hold it in. 1:07 to go in the power play. 13.5 remaining in the third period. Ryder Ringer of the power play goal in the period gets back to get it up to Gruner at center. Nice pass by Gruner. Back to Piccinino. He'll drop that one back to Hunks. Hunks to Ringer. Top of the left circle for Piccinino. Looking for a lane. Throws it out front. Back door to Gruner. He'll tap it back out front to Hunks. Hunks' shot. Stop that time by Holdet. They don't like Ewan in front of the net. They're really giving it to him. Here's Piccinino. Along the left wall, back to Hunks. Backdoor Ringer. He'll pick up the pass. He's open out front. Hand on it. And the puck then knocked away by Olsen.
Don't know what the referee's watching in front of that net, Rob, but it's not calling anything.
Ewan loses his helmet. He'll make his way to the bench, and the Bombers get one last gasp on the power play. 20 seconds to go. This is Liam Hunks in his own zone. Up to center. He'll carry it in. Dropped it back to Keith Gruner. Mounier at the blue line. Keeps it back over to Ringer. Trying to get free along the board. Kennedy knocked him down. Bombers hold it in. Liam Hunks, a lot of room, hangs on, slides the pass to Piccinino. Back out front, we got more stuff happening behind the play. And that'll do it for the Bomber power play. So they're going to be 2 for 4. More penalties being handed out here.
Gruner.
I don't think so.
No, you're right, Rob.
He wasn't even involved in that scrum in the corner. Ringer was there. I think he's getting a penalty.
Yeah, here he comes.
So Ryder Ringer will get the penalty. He was mixing it up behind the play there with the Humboldt D-man Desbro, and he'll take a penalty, and Humboldt will get a chance to get on the board here.
Yeah, the getting a little chippy out there both ways, Rob. Beansley out there now. He's still stretching that leg.
Face off inside the Flin Flon zone to the left of the netminder, Matthew Keeper. Fourth power play night for Humboldt. They're 0 for 3. There's a shot that gets through by Strizzy. It's stopped. Strizzy will hold it at the left point. Takes a look, tees it up. Oh, good save, Matthew Keeper. He'll reach down and grab that one out of the air. And a terrific save for him, who needed to be good early tonight, Mike Slip, and he was.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, these games, it's 6-0, and, you know, Matt Keeper at the beginning of this game was the best player on the ice. We said that in the first period. Or, well, him and Dazza Mitchell, of course.
Gruner against Benach, face off back inside the Flin Flon zone. Humboldt on the power play, like we mentioned. 12:09 remaining in the third period. It's a 6-0 Flin Flon lead. Puck laying back to the Bomber net. Benach along the boards. Bansley will get it back. That's held in by Knutson. Back to Bansley. Here's Knutson. Lots of traffic. Throws it out front. That got blocked. Puck picked up and set outside the zone that time by Jakobsen. Puck stopped here. by Holtman in relief of Gaza Mitchell tonight. Second time it's happened in this building in the series. Here's a quick pass up the left side to Mamich. He can fly. He'll bring it in, gets a shot from a sharp angle. I think it went off the side of the net and then out of play. A minute 12 to go in the power play. 11:38 remaining in this third period. Melfort leading Kindersley 1-0. They're now underway in the second. Mustangs up, like we said, 3-1. Got to give Kindersley credit. They're holding tough.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Has got the goal for them, his second of the playoffs tonight. And Weber looking to throw the knockout punch to the Battleford Stars and lead them 3-2 coming out for the third period tonight. The other series over. Yorkton Terriers advancing last night with a 2-1 overtime win against the Melville Millionaires. And like Emery said, they'll be watching these games patiently, trying to figure out who they're going to play in the second round. And this series will be a big factor in who they play.
Absolutely.
With the Broncos, of course, being the 7th seed. Puck comes back to blue line. That's grabbed here by Knutson. Keeps it back to Bansley. Bansley. He'll send it in. Nice body check that time. Hunks takes his guy down to the ice. That was Mamich. And Flin Flon will send it down. Holden will stop it back in the net. 52 seconds to go in the Humboldt power play. And 11:17 remaining here in this third period. McElwain forced back in his own zone. Gets it back to Banashi. Overskated it, but he'll pick it up. And he'll pick it up. Back of the Humboldt net. Here comes Banash. Nifty move there. Catches up with it at center. Sends it in. Kicked up to the corner that time by keeper. There's Amaral. Puck flipped up high, back of the Bomber net. Anthony Piccinino, shorthanded goal tonight. We'll get a hold of that one. Down the ice it goes. Holden stopped it. And McElwain will pick up the puck back of his own net. 17 seconds remaining in the Humboldt power play. Here comes McElwain to center. Feeds that one back. Kennedy across the line. Feeds it back to the blue line. They try to get it back out front to Huey. Look out. He gets tripped up that time by Mounier. And again, the Bombers get the loose puck down the ice, and that'll do it for the Humboldt power play. 0 for 4 here tonight. McElwain knocked it down inside the Humboldt zone. We're down to 10:16 to play in the third period. McElwain to center. In Flin Flon territory, offside. And blown down with 10-11 remaining in the third here tonight. Just want to send a few hellos out. One to my good buddy Brian Bordas, who's listening tonight.
Of course, waiting for that 50-50 draw.
Borrego, California. So big hello to Brian Bordas in Borrego, California tonight. Only wait to get back on the golf course with him this summer.
Yes.
Hopefully my game will improve a little bit. Probably not, but I'll enjoy it. Here's a steal here by Hahn inside the zone. Hahn, who's been really fun to watch, to be a great bomber here in the future, will knock it down, and he'll slap that one back inside the zone. He's got an assist in the game. Him and Brehot both assisting on that goal by Luke Lepper tonight.
Pretty good bomber now.
You better believe it. He sure works hard as he's knocked down in the corner. That puck is picked up here by Senek. Late minute addition, like we mentioned, went in for Chapman. Broncos sure hoping he's better for game number 6. He's been a really good young player for them. Broncos will throw it back in front of the net. That's picked up here by Penrod. Seitz played him perfectly. Mounier will pick it up, work it along the boards. That's grabbed here by Marsden. Marsden's got some room to center. Senek comes over, gives him a bit of a whack, and he goes down. Puck comes back the other way. Skogstad can't knock it down. Puck lifted back in Humboldt territory. Olsen will chase it down. Here comes Muka on top of him. Olsen ripped it around the boards. Gruner a little bit behind him. Played it ahead to Cormier. But Olsen gets it back. Feeds that one back to Desbro. And he'll lift that one up into the air. And gloved and held on to here by Matthew Keeper. 8:52 remaining in the third period. Gonna get a media timeout. We'll take a break. Bombers in front big time, 6-0. You're listening to Crate Furniture Flin Flon Bomber Playoff Hockey on 102.9 CFER and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Insurance matters, and so does where you get it. Flin Flon Insurance proudly serves Manitoba and Saskatchewan, helping you select the perfect policy, not only for your home and vehicle, but for your business, travel, and health needs. Family-owned, Flin Flon Insurance offers personalized service and solutions. Visit them at 100 Main Street or flinfloninsurance.ca. Insurance matters, and so do you. Flin Flon Insurance wishes the best to the Bombers on their playoff run.
Chicken Chef wants you to get a jump start on celebration season. That means weddings, grad parties, family functions, wind-ups, and more.
Yes.
Chicken Chef knows that nothing says celebration like eating well. Have them cater your event that you'll be too busy doing everything else for, and you know it will be handled professionally and deliciously. Call 687-3779 or pop by the restaurant to put together something special suited to your needs and taste. Chicken Chef, where memories are made.
Life is sweet with Maytag's Kitchen Suite savings at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center. From now until April 2nd, you can save $150 when you purchase any 2 qualifying Maytag major kitchen appliances. But that's not all. You could save an additional $300 when you purchase 3 or more select Maytag kitchen appliances. From now until April 2nd, you can save big with Maytag's Kitchen Suite savings event at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center. You're on.
Keith Gruder gets a chance into the corner there. Holtfeld will stop that. Now they got Knudsen coming over at Gruder. And it'll be interesting, Mike Slip, to see how the final 8:41 winds down tonight with a 6-0 lead.
Yeah. I noticed they played YMCA, Rod. You weren't dancing again, but let me tell you.
I'm not Donald Trump.
Yeah, thankfully. But let me tell you this, the Humboldt Bronco fans were enjoying it.
It's a popular song. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, the Humboldt Bronco fans making it fun on and maybe not a fun game for them.
Still, though, lots of hockey to be played in that big Game 6, of course.
Yeah, this is
on Monday night.
far from over.
Humboldt's played Flin Flon pretty tough, and it'd be interesting again if Matthew Kiefer doesn't make a couple of those saves off the hop tonight. Might be a totally different hockey game. Off the face-off, Flin Flon will knock it down. Mounier spins. That changed direction. There's a goal, but they score again right out on front. And Ryder Newton's got his second in the playoffs. He'll tap that one home. And nobody picked him up with the side of the net. And Newton right there, and he'll put her home. And the Bombers will take a 7-0 lead. It's funny, they couldn't put anything in the last couple of games, over 130 shots, and everything's going in tonight. Funny how that...
It's crazy, isn't it?
The Ryder Muka has his second of the postseason. And the Bombers have taken a 7-0 lead with 8:36 to go here in the third period tonight. You've got Arbery mixing it up here.
Mamich, I think, is asking Arbery if he wants to go. Morrison, tell him, take him.
Again, like you said, though, Mike, you don't want to do anything dumb here.
No. Face-off between Kennedy and Lees. Off the draw, the Broncos will get the puck back across the Bomber line. Kennedy brought it in. The back-to-back, the way he does, he holds it in. Mamich back to that, will try to chop it free. He does. Puck is poked around the boards. Kennedy will hold it in. Sends that one back to the blue line. That's fired wide that time by Succession. Here comes Reed Arbery. He's tripped up at center. And here's the thing, Mike, okay? That's going to be a tripping penalty. In a game that's 7-0, you need to call that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. That one was a little obvious, but yeah, I get
that. It's a 7-0 hockey
I
game. I don't think you need to call that. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Anyway, Flin Flon will go back to the power play here tonight, and he tripped him, but I don't think I would. If it would have been me, I wouldn't have called it.
Anyway, there's been cross checks, high sticks. McElwain's taken a couple of high sticks, accidental ones, but they're still high sticks, and they haven't.
He's going to take this penalty too.
Yeah, there was some cross checks, and I thought could have been called, and they weren't.
Again, it's something that I wouldn't have called in a 7-0 hockey game.
Yeah.
Anyway, Seitz will take the face-off here against Scottsdale inside the Humboldt zone. It comes back to the Bomber blue line. That's held in here by Mounier. And Flin Flon will chip it back in. That's picked up by Desbro. Seitz holds it in, works it back to the blue line. Knocked down here by Yakimchuk. He'll feed it back here to Seitz. Nice pass. Oh, he got it through there, but Rehot just couldn't pick it up. I think it was partially deflected by the Broncos as well. Puck laying back of the Humboldt net. Dug free, and Desbro gets it to the blue line, but the puck will stay in. He'll get a second chance, and he'll feed that back inside Flin Flon territory. That's Yakimchuk. Back in his own zone. Leaves it back in the net. Mounier will pick it up. 1:20 to go in the power play. 7:12 remaining in the third period. Seitz down the left side. Made a good move there. He'll drop that one back to Yakimchuk. Trying to get free. Desbro tied him up. Amaral gets it, can't clear it out. Here's Seitz. Walked in, scores! Leo Seitz has got hit first the playoffs as well. And Holbeck just couldn't come out of the net.
Might have been tipped. No, Leo Seitz, I think, got it. You're right, Rob.
So another power play goal for Flin Flon. They are 3 for 5 here tonight. Seitz is first the playoffs. That'll come at the 13:02 mark. We'll see the announcement. Maybe it was deflected, but one thing's for sure, Holbeck just he was deep in his net. He couldn't come out.
Yeah, absolutely. Boy, they're scoring by committee tonight.
Well, out of the 7 goals, 5 of them have been players from their first playoff goal.
Yeah, that's great. And you called it before the game. They need to get some secondary scoring, and they've done it.
So here comes the announcement on that goal. The Broncos will pick it up at center, and they'll dump it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Yakimchuk bumped off the play by Huey. Huey knocked down back net. Puck picked up here by Arbery. Here's Reed Arbery for Flin Flon. They had to lead at center, lost the handle. And the Broncos will send it the length of the ice. Not sure if it was, like I said, it wasn't icing. How would you ever hear it in here?
Yeah.
Yakimchuk, he'll flip it around the boards here. Play continues. Ewan can't get outside the zone, but that one's lifted over the, stays in play somehow. Arbery will race after it. And he'll dump it to the side of the net where it's picked up here by Knudsen. Back up the ice this time for Kennedy. Throws it back out front. Arbery can't collect the puck, goes through his legs. Ewan has it. Feeds it back to center. Arbery will chip it in and go off for a change. Down to 6 minutes remaining in the game. Puck picked up here by the Broncos and fed back down the ice. And held on to once again here by Matthew Keeper. Bombers in front now 8-0 in this hockey game.
Yeah, it's who would have thunk it, as Jed Clampett would say. Rigid Amos shot clock, 11-5 here in this period. 8 at the Ridge again last night, Rob. Prime rib night. Excellent.
Thanks for the update. Everybody was dying to know what you had for supper yesterday, but thanks for filling us in here on
I'm just letting our people know that one of our great sponsors has some of the best food and some of the best scenery.
Well, when you're right, you're right. Puck is sent in deep by Leffer. He'll dump it back in the net. That's picked up here. And the Broncos will feed it ahead, but Mounier cut it off at center, dumped it back in. Easy save for Holtbeld. He'll dish it off quickly to Olsen. Olsen, the Humboldt D-man, will dump it ahead. Puck bounces inside the Flin Flon zone. That's Mounier. 5:21 remaining in the third period. Boy, what a statement by the Bombers tonight. 8-0. They lead this game, if you can believe it. 3 power play goals, 1 shorthanded. Olsen around the board. Fanned on it. Got it back, and he'll feed it back. That's picked up here. Fed ahead that time by Subtition. Bombers get it back to center. Piccinino knocked that one down. Fans into it, having a great time. He'll hit Brehot with the pass. Stockstadt knocked it away, got the puck out. There's Stromey. He'll feed it back to Amaral at center. Amaral down the left side. Try to come back out front. Got blocked that time by Lepper. Chipped it back and intercepted by McElway. McElway trying to get the shot down or trying to get a hold of it. He'll dump it back in deep. Picked up in the corner by Amaral. Amaral ran in the room, tripped up Lepper. Puck loose in the Flin Flon zone. There's Leo Seitz, who's got his first. Another penalty going to be called here. Amaral going after Lepper, and I think Humboldt's going to get another penalty. Slashing call. Mounier, by the way, got the assist on the Leo Seitz goal. Actually got the assist on the last 2 goals, the Nuka goal as well. So a lot of players breaking out here offensively that hadn't really had much going for them in the first 4 games.
No, it's fantastic work by the Flin Flon Bombers.
Another power play here tonight. This will be the 6th of the game. Flin Flon 3 for 5. Still 3-2 Weyburn, by the way.
Humboldt fan having the time of her life over there.
And Melford has taken a 2-0 lead on Kindersley late in the second period. 4:22 remaining in the third period. It's 8-0 Flin Flon. The shots are 36-27 on the Ridge on Adams shot clock. So Flin Flon will try to go to work one more time. Ewan loses his stick here. He'll race the bench. There's a shot. Good save by Holtfeld as he got his right pad out on that one. Flin Flon will feather it back to the blue line to Yakimchuk. Beats that back to Ewan, who got a stick back really quickly and got out there. That shot got blocked. Mounier will dump it in back of the net. That's picked up this time by Muka. Tapped into the far corner to Ewan. Blue line for Yakubchuk. Spins, fires, deflected. A nice deflection. Black rolling there. Can they jam it in? No, they can't.
Oh, another penalty. That one should be called.
Muka takes a
punch.
Bit of a high stick in the face or whatever it was. Keeper up for the extra attacker. Going to be a 5-on-3 for Flin Flon late. Mounier sends it in. And Holbelt will reach up and grab that. And roughing is going to be the call here. And Paquette, the Humboldt Dean man, going to go off. So it'll be a 5-on-3 for the Bombers to wind things down. I wasn't going to do any more Pepsi power play contestants, but a 5-on-3, I guess I should. We'll give Colin Debler an opportunity.
There's nobody left in Flin Flon, Rob. There's been lots of Pepsi power play candidates tonight. Quite a few winners.
Colin Debler will get a chance. He gets his products right here at the Whitney Forum. We'll see if we can set him up. 5-on-3 chance. 3:37 to go.
Best burgers in the SJHL apparently here at the Whitney. I haven't had one, but I'm gonna.
Well, how can you make that statement then?
Because
Bombers hang on to it. Best burger that he's never tried. Leo Seitz at the blue line will hang on to it. I know it was voted that way for people that were trying them.
That's right.
Mounier back out front. They tried to go backdoor that time to Brehot. He couldn't knock it down. Brehot's got it back. High slot, shoots it, scores! That is deflected out front, I think, by Hahn. One of them will get it. But how about that one to call up to Mike Slepton? It's a 9-0 lead for the Bombers here.
I think it's Brehot.
Well, it looks like it might have been. Hahn put it down up. I think he redirected it, but we'll. Nonetheless, it's another power play goal, and congratulations to Colin Debler. Another Pepsi power play winner.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I follow the SJHL at noon, Rob, and they said the best burgers in town and are in the SJHL, so I believe them.
There's still a minute 33 power play time, so Flin Flon's 4 for 6. So we got to go with one more contestant here to wind things down here today. Bernie Lynn will be our Pepsi power play contestant this time. And Bernie gets his products at the gateway. So Brehot will get his first ever SJHL playoff goal. Arbery back across the line. He hangs on. Bombers just keep coming. Mounier will get his 3rd assist of the game. Flin Flon remains on the power play for another minute 5. 2:41 remaining in the 3rd. Desbro. Ewan took a bit of a run at him back in the net. Great to see Brehot get in on the action here tonight. But I'll tell you what, Mike, as good as this score is, if you're a Flin Flon Bombers follower, how much does this motivate the Broncos now for Game 6 on Monday night?
Funny you say that. I was just thinking the same. Are you waking a sleeping giant?
No kidding. I mean, the game's lost for them for sure, but I'll tell you what, I can't think of any better motivation for them back on home ice on Monday night. There's another shot. Holbit stopped that. Ewan tried to get loose out front. We'll swing it back to blue line. Lee's knocked it down. That one got partially blocked. 27 seconds. He's tied up outside the zone here with Huey. And they're going to shove at each other. Look out. They might mix it up here at the end of the game. Ewan comes over, takes a bump at Huey. That's going to get some attention in front of the two benches here tonight. They'll blow it down. 14 seconds remaining in the penalty.
They're going to send them both. Nobody's going to fight a guy with a cage on, Rob.
What Huey doing what he can to try to mix things up here late in the game?
Yeah, trying to motivate.
So Ewan and Huey will go off. 1:51 remaining in the 3rd period. Well, the Bombers have done at least one thing. We know there'll be at least one more game in this building.
Yeah, that's right.
So
I, unfortunately, am going to have to miss it. I'll be listening to you, though, Rob.
So 1:51 remaining in the game. Bombers have put up 9 here tonight. 4 on the power play. 14 seconds remaining in this power play with the face-off back inside the Flin Flon zone. And Kennedy will get set for the draw here against Seitz. Nobody would have predicted the game we've had here tonight.
No way. Absolutely not.
Off the face-off, the Bombers win the draw. That's Marsden. And he'll hang on to it. Swings the pass. Gets it back. Strobey took a run at him. And Marsden goes down and behind the D.
He's hurt.
And he is shaken up a little bit. That's a bit of a cheap shot there. Mounier will dump it back in. Marson, I think he's okay. You know what? You don't need to do that. But again, when games get like this late, these are things that you worry about.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, you don't want to take foolish penalties or suspensions or get hurt.
Hahn, who's had a nice game tonight, gets in there deep for Flin Flon. Puck is picked up here by Simchishin. Beats it back to Strizzy. He's across the line. He'll hang on to it. That one hits a leg, comes back to center. Stelbaski, he'll jump on top of this one. A minute remaining in the hockey game. Flin Flon going to take the 3-2 series lead back to Humboldt. Game 6 on Monday, like I mentioned. Desbro. Forced back in his own zone. Play broken up at center ice. Grabbed here by Arbery. He'll send it back in. Knocked down by McElwain back of the net. McElwain will hang on to it. We'll see a lot of him on Monday night, I'm sure. He'll get that one back, and that's sent in that time by Senek. Puck will come out front. And my Matthew Keeper, since the first period, has not had to make a lot of big saves, has he?
He's only had 5 shots this period.
9-0 Flin Flon in front, 31.7 seconds to go. But boy, it really makes Game 6 extra intriguing now.
Absolutely.
Another face-off back inside the Flin Flon zone. Great crowd here tonight. 995 was the announced attendance. Probably a few extras as well. Simchishin knocked it down. Fred sent that towards the front of the net. That's grabbed by Mounier. And he'll send it back down the ice with 24 seconds remaining. There's Buchanan. Trying to pick up the puck. Knocked away from him. Senek can't get a hold of it. Sights at Skogstad. Look out. Skogstad comes over. Arbery grabs a hold of him. And the puck will roll inside the Humboldt zone. And they'll play that one ahead. And boy, you're going to get a big ovation here in a couple of seconds here. Sights comes over. Look out. Penrod comes over. Drills him. And they've got Penrod trying to get it in with somebody. Skogstad's there, but both the Humboldt Broncos are getting off the ice as quickly as they can. Mamich came back out, but they're redirecting him off the ice. And the Bombers put up 40 shots tonight. And 9 goals, 14 here in the third period.
That was a statement by the Flin Flon Bombers tonight, Rob. And we've said it a few times. Who would ever thought that this game would end up like this?
So the Bombers back in front of the series with a convincing 9-0 victory. But like I said to you, how much does this motivate Humboldt for Monday night?
Yeah.
Teams usually respond pretty well after they get beat badly.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so although the Bombers didn't get beat badly, they got beat, and look how they responded. Mounier struggling a little bit out there.
Well, the Bombers are giving themselves a chance. We'll take a break. We got lots to get to tonight. It's going to take a long time to run down these goals. We'll do that. Mike Slip is feverishly preparing his post-game show awards. And, of course, I'm sure Mike Regan will be up for an interview tonight on the Great North post-game report. So, big win in front of a great crowd. Bombers win 9-0 up 3 games to 2 back to Humboldt for Game 6 on Monday. Of course, we'll preview that as well. You're listening to Creighton Furniture Flin Flon Bomber Hockey on the one and only 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Claire, life is sweet with Maytag 13 savings at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center. From now until April 2nd, you can save $150 when you purchase any 2 qualifying Maytag major kitchen appliances. But that's not all. You could save an additional $300 when you purchase 3 or more select Maytag kitchen appliances. From now until April 2nd, you can save big with Maytag's Kitchen Suite Savings Event at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center.
The North of 53 Co-op is proudly Canadian, not only serving Canadian customers, but working with their Canadian suppliers. And it starts at the grassroots. The Co-op partners with farm families who manage the care of their operations so you can feel good with what you serve to yours. Meats, fruits, and vegetables, raised, grown, and produced by Canadians for Canadians, can be found at the North of 53 Co-op. You're at home there. Find amazing deals on select Honda ATVs this month at RHE 1987. Get 500 bonus bucks when you purchase a 2024 Rubicon 700 or 250 bonus bucks on most 2025 ATV models, plus financing from 1.99% for 24 months on all 2024 ATV models and 2.99% for up to 60 months on select 2025 models. All of this and more at RHE, your exclusive dealer for certified Honda parts in the PAW.
Bailey Homes provides ready-to-move homes as unique as your family. They'll be at the 1029 CFAR Trade and Leisure Show April 24th to the 26th to answer any questions you may have. From the quality of the build to the care of the move, let Bailey Homes make your dream home a reality. They have the experience bringing custom homes to the north. Find out more by visiting bailey-homes.ca, and they'll see you at the trade show at the Sportex April 24th to the 26th.
Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers in the SJHL playoffs, and we know they'll play tough like the Ford F-150, the toughest truck on the market for over 45 years and counting. Northland Ford is helping the community cheer on the Bombers as they fight to bring a championship back home where it belongs. And provide you with the best selection to choose from in the North for the North. Northland Ford, the dealership you tell your friends about.
You're on.
All righty, we got to run down these goals here tonight. The Bombers pick up 9. They only needed 1. And the game winner, go figure, a shorthanded goal by Anthony Piccinino tonight is enough to win this one, as he scored in the 6:52 mark of the opening period. Hunkston Lepper the assist on that one. And that would hold up. That was the one goal after the opening period. We talked about Flin Flon looking a little bit shaky. Humboldt kind of had a good forecheck going on. But the Bombers able to weather that storm, and boy, basically a 4-minute span of the second period decides this game. Hunks gets his first from Gruner and Ringer at 4:15. Lepper comes back at 5:19. His first from Hahn and Brehot. 3-0 Flin Flon. Then Cormier's first from Lepper and Muka at 6:25. Broncos reeling to get another goal at the 8:08 mark. Semps first from Piccinino to make the score 5-0 Flin Flon after 2. 4 more in the third. Ringer on the power play. His league leading. 5th of the year, or 5th of the playoffs from Gruner at 3:17. Nuka comes back his second in as many games from Mounier at 11:23. Then Seitz gets his first from Mounier, power play goal at 13:02. And then how about the youngster Brehot? He gets his first as well on the power play. Mounier another assist at 16:50. Shots in that third period were 14-5 Flin Flon. They wind up with 40 tonight, and the Broncos wind up with 22, or 27 rather. Humboldt 0 for 4 on the power play. Flin Flon winds up 4 for 7 with the extra attacker. But, boy, I never would have expected this, Mike. I think we knew the Bombers would come out and they'd play hard, but you were going to tell me they were going to score 9 goals tonight.
Yeah.
I never would have believed it.
No way. There's no way I would have said they were going to score 9 goals, and most of those against Dazza Mitchell, who has been outstanding. We might have jinxed him because we said he's been the best player in this series, and he has played good. But the Bombers just second, third period. First period, different story. But second and third, they came on and just kept peppering them.
Well, and like I said, Mike, it's that 4-minute span of the second period the difference in this game.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And they score 4 goals in just under 4 minutes. 4:15, 5:19, 6:25, 8:08, and then the Broncos were reeling and couldn't come back after that.
Yeah, absolutely, Rod. You're exactly right.
So Flin Flon takes it 9-0, and we'll take a series lead back to Humboldt for the big game 6, of course, coming up on Monday night. We'll take another quick break. Mike's you got the post-game show awards?
I think I do. It's not. This isn't an easy one.
I think I'm going to do the Warrior of the game tonight. Do you mind?
I don't mind at all.
I'm going to take that over.
Okay.
We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with the post-game show awards momentarily. Jamie Smalley walking out with his big flag. He's got a big smile on his face, as do most of the other fans in attendance here tonight. We'll take a break. Lots still to come for the Whitney Forum here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear.
The North of 53 Co-op is proudly Canadian, not only serving Canadian customers, but working with their Canadian suppliers. And it starts at the grassroots. The Co-op partners with farm families who manage the care of their operations so you can feel good with what you serve to yours. Meats, fruits, and vegetables, raised, grown, and produced by Canadians for Canadians, can be found at the North of 53 Co-op. You're at home there.
After the final horn, 1029 CFAR keeps playing the music that makes your day. Wake up with me, Raphael Saray, in the morning. Middays with Dallas Clark.
Behind the mic, woo. All kinds of fun-filled stuff for you and the entire family.
Find out everything that keeps you connected. It's what makes us your radio. The Bombers and beyond. CFAR 590, FlinFlonOnline.com, and 1029 CFAR, your radio.
You want a home where you feel happy, comfortable, and at ease. You don't want to deal with cabin fever in your downtime, and Samsung knows you deserve better. So combat midwinter cabin fever with Samsung at Shane's. Shop for anyone from 3 to 93. You'll find everything you need and everything you want for everyone in your family. From TVs, tablets, and smartphones to home appliances, Samsung helps create a lifestyle that fits you and kicks cabin fever to the curb. Samsung and Shane's at the Utinike Mall in the Paw.
Hud Bay is proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber broadcast. From donations for bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much
10
more.
seconds.
Hud Bay has supported our community with dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hud Bay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
You're on.
Alrighty, welcome back to Whitney Forum. It's post-game show award time. The KFC 3-star selection. Mike Slip, what do you like for number 3 tonight?
Boy, this was tough, Rob, but I'm going to go with Ryder Muka with a goal and an assist tonight. I changed it. I'm going Ryder Ringer with a goal and assist. Played great. Luke Lepper with a goal and 2 assists. Second star. First star, Anthony Piccinino. He got off the schneid, but as we said, he's been fantastic. A goal and 2 assists.
And the game winner.
Yeah. There's a couple honorable mentions. I mentioned Ryder Muka. Nathan Mounier with, what did they say, 4 assists?
3
assists. Hudson Brehot, I thought, played a great game tonight. Liam Hudson, and of course, Liam Hunks. And I thought Kyle Morrison played good, too.
There you have it. You have a chiropractic on main crunch of the game.
I do. We were just talking. For a game that seemed rough and woolly, there wasn't very many huge hits, but I'm going to give it to Leo Seitz on Penrod in the second, Rob. That was a good, solid body check.
And we have the Warrior of the Game, which is now sponsored by Flin Flon Insurance, and I'll tell you who I'm picking.
Okay.
Matthew Keeper. He needed a bounce-back game tonight, and he was good and dialed in the first period. Like I said, if Humboldt gets a goal or two early, it's a different outcome. He had to bounce back tonight, and he did. He didn't get a lot of action in the second and third after Flin Flon took over, but I'm telling you, he made some really good saves early in the game, and I think that they needed him to be better, and he was.
That might have been the turning point of the game, Rob, is the way Matthew Keeper. I love that pick, by the way. He played in that first period. He was fantastic. The defense was back on their heels. Matthew Keeper, it could have been a complete different story, and really, really good. And how can you argue with the king, Rob Hart?
Well, I just think again, we talk about timely saves.
Yeah.
To me, that was huge, and he needed to get his confidence back, and I think he did. And a lot of things went well for Flin Flon, but like I said, I can't help but wonder. You put up 9, real good motivation for the Broncos. And I'll tell you what, I'm not going to make a prediction on Game 6, but it'll be a lot closer than this game.
Oh, for sure. But just back to Matthew Keeper and your Warrior of the Game. I had written down Kyle Marsden. I thought he played a really good game. You're right, though, with Keeper, but Marsden, he got in the rough stuff, but kept his cool. He drew penalties. He played a good defensive game, and it just looks to me like Kyle Marsden is having the time of his life out on the ice.
Great player, young player, still many games to go in the SJHL. We'll take one last break. We'll come back with Mike Reagan and his comments momentarily on the Great North Post Game Report, and, of course, the final look at the McDonald's out-of-town scoreboard, and get ready for Game 6 in Humboldt on Monday night. Big win. Bombers take it 9-0 on 1029 CFAR, FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear. There's always delicious food items to try out at your local McDonald's at the Flin Flon Walmart location. Brand new to the menu include the cheesy jalapeno bacon quarter pounder, the smoky maple bacon breakfast sandwiches. How about something just in time with summer on the horizon? Tropical and watermelon lime fruit splashers and the peach passion smoothie. And how about another brand new menu item, the cinnamon swirl. Try one today. A buttery brioche roll swirled with cinnamon filling and topped with delicious cream cheese. Brand new with the classic cinnamon taste. Your McDonald's location at Walmart, once again offering curbside pickup, so don't forget to download the app, collect McDonald's rewards for free food, sit and relax in the comfort of your own vehicle, and await your order. McDonald's, wishing the Flin Flon Bombers all the best through this year's playoff run.
It's Truck Month at Great North GM, and all throughout the month of March, you can get up to $8,000 off or 0% financing for up to 72 months on select 2025 trucks. It's never been a better time to get your dream ride, so head to Great North GM in the Paw, 212 LaRose Avenue, or check out their website at greatnorthgm.ca for more details on Truck Month, because it's always a great day at Great North GM.
Life is a contact sport. Sometimes it hurts, but thanks to Chiropractic on Main, it doesn't have to. Everything about your ankles depends on a good foundation from below. Have your feet work for you, not against you. Get into Chiropractic on Main across from the post office today. Don't suffer from agony or defeat any longer. Chiropractic on Main, feel the difference in every step.
Hot honey.
Huh?
Knee?
Wait, who are you calling honey?
The new hot honey chicken sandwich from KFC. That signature filet topped with 100% pure honey and chili peppers plus crispy jalapenos.
Sweet with heat.
So you see,
when you were...
And then I was...
It was all a comedic misunderstanding.
10 seconds. But there is no misunderstanding. The hot honey chicken sandwich from KFC is so good. You're on.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Whitney Forum. Mike Reagan, the Victorious head coach, has joined us here, Mike. And boy, we needed a bounce back here at the Whitney Forum tonight, and you certainly got that.
Yeah, we did. You know, I don't think that, like, it's not a 9-0.
No.
You know, it's nice to see those go in for confidence and stuff like that. But honestly, a win's a win. It doesn't matter if you win 1-0 or you win 9-0. It doesn't matter. Like, it's just gets us one step closer. I mean, I think for a few guys to gain some confidence, you know, we got some depth scoring tonight.
Which we talked about before the game.
Yeah, and there's guys that feel good about themselves in there, and, you know, that's a positive. But I like the attitude in the room afterwards. The guys are just like, it's over with, you know, like we got to focus on Monday. So very mature of them to say that, and I like that as a coach when you don't have to go in and have to say that to guys. So got a little chippy at the end there, which I didn't like, but it is what it is. That's playoffs. You know, obviously Humboldt's trying to, you know, send a message that they're not just going to roll over and that sort of thing, and it is what it is. So we'll be ready for Monday.
How much of a factor was it getting some fresh bodies back up? They're getting Kyle Marson in there, getting Reed Arbery in there. Semp able to come back tonight, Mike. How much of a factor was that?
Well, I think that's big. You know, it's been a tough series. You know, and
players are dropping like flies on both teams.
Yeah, and so for us to get a couple of healthy bodies in and get through the game without anything, I think, anyways, I think is important. But yeah, I think that Reed was great tonight. You know, he's missed a lot of time, and for him to come in and play as well as he did, he almost had a beautiful goal there.
Yeah, he did.
So it's awesome to see that, and we'll have Lando back in the lineup on Monday, so that's good.
Yeah, and lots of guys getting their first playoff goal here tonight, Mike. I mean, Seitz gets a goal. How about those youngsters, Hahn and Grehot? I mean, they were good at Humboldt. They really fit in here for guys that are jumping up into pressure situations.
Well, you know what? I'll be honest with you, Hardy. Like, those guys, like, we knew that they're good players when we drafted them, and we thought, like, geez, our young guys there, you know, the 07 class is one of our best drafts that we've had, and maybe in a different year, those guys make our team at the beginning of the year, but you can't go into the season with, you know, 17-year-olds, and they've had great seasons, and we're excited about having them next year, and I think that right now they're learning on the fly here how to be a Bomber and what it takes and the culture and everything like that, so they're so much further ahead going into next year that, you know, it's awesome to see, and we need this right now. You know, you got to show your depth, and they played really well with the ice time that they got, and, you know, great to see Huddy score his first SJHL goal in the playoffs, which is awesome.
You know, I talked a little bit more off the air than I did on the air. I thought that Matthew Keeper had to have a bounce-back game tonight, Mike, and he was good early. I mean, you're kind of back on your heels here that for a good chunk of that first period. Humboldt had a really good forecheck, and they're getting some chances, got some good looks, and he made some big saves earlier, and I really think that this was a really good bounce back for him.
Yeah, real happy with his game. I thought he did a terrific job. I talked to him yesterday, I think, and just asked him how he's feeling. He said he feels good, and that that he knew that he was going to be better, and I think that he made some big saves for us in the first period, as did Daza. We had some real good chances in the first period too. So I think sometimes that gets forgotten. It's always looked at like what your goaltender does and stuff like that. But I thought Daza made some big saves early on, and for us to get that shorthanded goal was huge. Good for Peach. He needed that. And I think we had a post in the first as well. But yeah, it was a back and forth first period, and you need your goaltender to come up with some big saves, and he probably feels a lot more confident going into the game on Monday now.
How much did you feed off the crowd here tonight? There was this, and I mentioned this to Mike Slip, where they had the lights down and we're just getting ready to get into the game. And you just feel just the there's nothing beats the feeling of being in this building at playoff time. And I mean, if I'm feeling it up here, the players must be on the ice.
I agree, Hardy. I felt it too. I was like, this is awesome. It felt more like way better than games 1 and 2. I felt like the fans were like anticipating that this was a big game. And we've got the best fans in the league. And trust me when I say this, people out there, you guys help out a lot. There's times where we need you, and you guys. I think you guys understand that. I think our fans are knowledgeable, and they know when the team needs a boost and stuff like that. And they've done a tremendous job. And, when you come out and the lights are off and people got their phone, the flashlight light up the north, I think that's so cool. And the guys love it. And the wave was going around here a bit tonight. So, great energy.
It certainly was, Mike, and nice to see a lot of. And basically, I guess the turning point. I mean, there's 2 turning points: the shorthanded goal by Piccinino, but the 4 goals you scored in a 4-minute span in the second. I mean, Daz Mitchell's been lights out, but
scored some beauties.
You were all over them. There was just no answer there in that 4-minute span. I mean, that's I guess probably the best 4 minutes you played in the series.
Yeah, probably, Hardy. I think we made some adjustments after the first period, and that it's a little bit of it's kind of a chess match, throughout the series and stuff like that. We switched up our power play. We made some adjustments there. I thought the power play looked good tonight. I think we got 4 power play goals. I mean, a couple late that is what it is, but we were 1 for 2 after the first 2, and it was. I thought that we looked looked good with the adjustments that we've made, and probably gonna have to make another adjustment going into Monday. And we have a few things in our back pocket that we kept without using them tonight, because you don't want to show your hand in a 9-0 game, or at that time it was like 5-0. So I think for us, I think it was making sure that we save some tricks for Monday night.
Got to bring up one more thing, Mike, before you leave. We got to mention Liam Hunks too, because I mean, first ever playoffs for him. He's been fantastic in this series. He was great tonight. You talk about big saves by Daz Mitchell. He made a big save off him early. He ends up getting the first power play goal tonight. But you picked him up for a reason. January the 10th. A lot's been made of some of the other players that were picked up, but Hunks has been great for you in this opening round.
100%. He was exactly what we needed. We needed another top pairing D-man, and he's allowed us to, him and Leps, to kind of have, we split them up here tonight on the power play. Leps was used to running our power play from up top, and Hunks was used to that, and making that change I think was big. But Hunks, he's taken a lot of pressure off Leps, and Leps was great tonight too. He scored a big goal for us. It's nice when you can have guys like that, and Tanchuk's Tanchuk. We just know what he's going to bring every night. But to me, we've got 3 number 1 defensemen, and that's huge. So, overall, Hunksy's been fantastic. Obviously, he's embracing the opportunity in the playoffs, and I think he's pretty excited that he's been a part of this.
Been fun to watch, Mike. Congratulations, huge victory, and looking to bring it back in Humboldt Monday. Should be a great test there. A great crowd, I'm sure, and looking forward to the challenge in game number 6.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Brent Olfson over there. I know that he's chomping at the bit to get his boy in the lineup here. I mean, huge Bomber supporter and been a great parent. So hopefully Oli will be in here soon.
Sounds good.
Thanks.
I guess the further you go, the better the chance of him coming back. So big victory for the Flin Flon Bombers, once again winning 9-0. We're going to close things out here with the McDonald's out-of-town scoreboard tonight.
Brett Olson, there he is.
As Battleford has scored. So Battleford Weyburn 3-3 late in the third period.
Wow, exciting.
Stars try to stave off elimination tonight. Melfort, well, they've got Kindersley down 3-0. Tough sledding to score in that building. Only 2 regulation losses all season for the Melfort Mustangs. So that's what's happening there. All the games in Manitoba are complete. Steinbach staved off elimination tonight as they beat Portage 3-1. Winkler in double overtime beat Niverville 4-3. The Dauphin Kings are up to the second round as they beat Wayway tonight by a score of 3-2. That's going to do it for our broadcast here tonight. Again, a big thanks to Mike Slip for back for color commentary. He has jury duty, so he will not be back in for the next game on, if there is a Game 7 here, on Wednesday. You're not going to be available, is what you're telling me?
I'm not, and I won't be available for the Friday game for the first game of the next round. So, yeah.
Larry Festin it is. He wants to do color. He's going to get his opportunity.
Oh, man.
So Larry Festin will be making an appearance here at some point in the playoffs, so make sure you're listening in for that. Anyway, Mike, thanks for helping out tonight. I appreciate it.
Always fun, Rob.
Thanks to Raphael Saray back at CF Air Control. And, of course, thanks to Mike Reagan as well as Braden Klamosko for their comments before and after the game tonight. Kyle Marson, our Creighton Pizza player profile. And Emery Olafson. Great to catch up with him. Of course, the Yorkton Terriers were the first team to advance to the second round. Well, the only team to advance to the second round so far. And big thanks to him for joining us here tonight as well. No doubt enjoying the break. And looking forward to, I'm sure, seeing who they're going to play in the second round. So, again, the Flin Flon Bombers win this one. Big time by a score of 9-0. But a big game coming up in Humboldt, Game 6, Monday night, 8:30 Manitoba start time. It all begins with the Great North GM Coaches Show at 8:10, drop of the puck at 8:30. Good night for the Whitney Forum, and maybe we'll see you in Humboldt on Monday.